Hello and welcome to the Riot Games Arena! We got an elimination series today as we've reached our last lap on the road to Arizona. It's time to meet our teams. Up first, an org of perseverance personified, a team of perpetual expectations and a roster yet to prove themselves. Please welcome Team Liquid! And their opponents today, the underdogs of the LCS, the Young Guns of North America. Give it up for FlyQuest! Team Liquid versus FlyQuest. Only one can continue on the road to Arizona. Give it up, everybody, for your lower bracket elimination match.
And it is a hype one. FlyQuest, the youngest team in all of Tier 1 play in League of Legends this year, right now, versus Team Liquid with expectations to the moon, basically.
Yeah, I'd say FlyQuest ahead of schedule, and Team Liquid is right now behind schedule.
Yeah.
So
they're in the red
that
zone.
adds
They're
pressure
trailing.
to both of them. I mean, I listened to your interview with Griffin before the series, and as energetic as he was, that's almost the least energetic I've seen him in a pre-series interview. So I feel like both of these
Judging
teams,
by the Griffin scale.
yeah, the Griffin scale. So it's still a lot of energy, but that's low for Griffin.
Griffin won's like most pros 5, to be fair.
For sure. And that just means that I wonder what FlyQuest or Team Liquid is going to show up today, because we know in online play, FlyQuest is really unleashed when the pressure is lower, but now they're just doing these walkouts for the first time. It's different than just setting up with your computer. There's already a different feel to this match.
Yeah, we got the big stage here. We got the crowd, the audience here, and the pressure is on. Every time you talk to anyone from TL2, you know, it's there are a lot of expectations around international performances, and you have to get to those international performances is the first step of those. So if they were to exit here, it would be another exit in 4th place, which is also a meme that the organization carries and has carried for a very long time. So FlyQuest looking to upset. There you go.
Yeah, get that around.
Quick
And maybe
around.
a
There you go.
jungle. Okay, now never mind. You can flip it back upside down. I don't want to see that one anymore. But to your point, Jeff, FlyQuest, they're basically ahead of schedule right now, because what we expected for this team, or at least what I expected, was, yeah, maybe by summer split, they'll be really fighting for that finals weekend, maybe pushing for an international spot. But they're already kind of hitting their stride. They're improving as a team, and they've gotten a lot of people excited about this young roster.
And that's the thing, too. I asked Griffin about that as well, and he was like, yeah, you know, at the beginning of the year, they didn't have the high expectations, but as they have seen success,
The old bait and switch. Flip it around.
as they have seen success, your own expectations, like, you can't help but they rise
Absolutely.
after you start to win. So he said they would not be satisfied with only 4th place if they got eliminated here. They do really want to make it to Arizona. So let's get into the draft, because it's incredibly important with these two teams.
It really is, and we see Team Liquid has decided first pick, so FlyQuest is going to be on the blue side. And Team Liquid has been pretty outspoken about being a fairly straightforward drafting team. They just want to make sure that they don't lose draft badly, and then they're expecting kind of the skills of their players to win lane and carry that to victory, whereas I'd say FlyQuest has been much more creative, specifically with Griffin's champion pool, trying to find the right angles. For early in lock-in, it was things like Volibear jungle. Lately, it's been Shen and Nasus.
And Nasus still on the table here. I mean, that was something I was talking with members in the crowd. They're like, we can't give them Nasus.
Gotta
If we
find
get
the right
FlyQuest
angle for
Nasus, then they're going to win.
Let's go Knicks.
Yeah, it's definitely not a blue side slam first pick type of thing. Got to kind of build around it, see a good angle, and so usually I would think some focus on bot lane priority here, because with Seraphine being banned, Karma being banned, and Varus being banned, you know, the Lucian Melio is very, very powerful and has been a priority for the FlyQuest bottom lane previously. But we got to insta couple lock-ins here.
We absolutely do. So Orianna had been banned for most of the LCS Spring, but with the rise of Cassiopeia and Quad liking the lane matchup as well as the champion, they're willing to give Orianna to match it with the Cassio. And then Griffin will be doing this, but this was kind of an inspired special. Anytime you give over Orianna, lock in the Nocturne right away to try and punish it on side lanes in the game.
Yeah, anything to punish low mobility champions here. Try and dive on the Orianna. And the thing is, when you say Quad likes the champion, Quad really likes this champion.
It's his champion.
Yeah, the definitely signature champ for him. Of course, they previously did get it for him as well, and Darkwing's actually handled it quite nicely, but still very dangerous. Yon and Core JJ, though, maintain every single time, still feel like they are the best Zyra Khan in the league, and it is a very, like, defensive bottom lane there with the extra ability to jump in the air if Nocturne tries to go for you. So it's mainly going to be the Orianna there for Quid that will be a big target.
Kind of immediately picking anti-dive and a quick Jace lock-in for Gakgos as well. It's his second most played champion behind Cassante so far in the spring. So should be comfort picks for FlyQuest across the board in the solo lanes.
And they really like playing on both side lanes, having very high pressure win lane matchups. So the Jace is usually paired with something like a Lucian Melio or something aggressive on the bottom side. But now already seeing the Xayah and Rakan and having to play into that might dissuade them a little in that endeavors, but they can definitely still pick something to get the push.
FlyQuest also banding away some of the annoying answers into the J, so Yorick taken off the table. Morgan also looks very solid on the carry so far, so trying to put him onto something not able to counter that matchup.
Yeah, Jace, take away a couple of the angry matchups that are going to be a little bit tough to deal with. Let's see here, though, because TO, I mean, they're just building a very standard 5-on-5 team comp here, very safe.
Probably going to have to put Morgan on something weak side. There's already the Yorick, the Ornn band away. Malphite exists, but is a little tricky into Cassio. It would be good into the other two champions. I think Gragas could also work well.
Sion
wants to just
Sion is still available, too.
Sion's
Sion into Jace is the classic.
Yeah. Tank matchup would work for Team Liquid's current composition, but also they have to pick a jungler here still, and typically want something that can carry that Orianna ball. I'm thinking J4s, I'm thinking maybe Xin Zhao's, but that means that you wouldn't have that with a potential Ashe Seraphine in the future. So let's see what Team Liquid would go. It's FlyQuest pick next, though.
I mean, they did do the Nefiri with the Orianna. They do like that combo.
What do you call that combination?
You also already have the Shikari.
Yeah.
But they already have Rakan, and Rakan is such a great delivery for the Orianna ball. So they don't necessarily need that still. Cryogen with the Nico again. He was pivotal in some of these comps where they only basically had him to be like main CC and main setup. He really did perform well.
He was surprised with some of his own engages.
Yeah, and he definitely served that role. So this is for FlyQuest, is a very standard comp for them. It's not like standard for a lot of teams to run this style, but this is definitely something that they have run before.
And they're doubling down. That's the second ball delivery system. So you're right that they did have the Rakan, but they wanted more, and they also lock in the Sion. So pretty basic drafting at the tail end for Team Liquid.
That's about as stock standard of a team comp as you can get if you're Team Liquid. Tank top, Orianna mid lane, Xayah Rakan fits in for pretty much any meta since those champions have been released.
Go to really any year in League history, and you can find a similar composition to what Team Liquid have right now. FlyQuest yet to lock in an AD carry for Masu, and it will be Ezreal, so opening up Cryogen to get out of lane a little bit more and give some range for Masu to play with. Okay, so currently Team Liquid with a pretty solid front to back and a very classic style of League of Legends. Chat, what do we feel about FlyQuest's answers into it? Do we feel like they have the tools necessary to crack this type of comp?
They're a little bit low on frontline, but I definitely feel like they're going to be trying to play through side lanes, and then they're just confident in Masu and Quad's ability to carry team fights later in the game. Game 1 of their series last week, Masu also played the Ezreal, had a bit of a slow start, but then once he hit 3 or 4 items, he really started taking over that game.
But I can hear in the back of my head somewhere, some Twitch chat, Captain Flowers probably screaming that there's not enough engage on FlyQuest right now. They don't have a lot of ways to get in and start the fight other than Cryogen on Nico.
I mean, you have Nocturne plus Nico, right? This is a classic combo. So you turn off the lights and you make it Nico's job a lot easier. So while that is the main thing, and we talked about them being able to rely on Cryogen in that role before, having that Nocturne ultimate really does make it a lot easier to pull off because you get flanks from multiple angles, and FlyQuest, they super like this style of comp where they have lots of damage, they can poke ahead of time, and then pull the trigger with the Nocturne and Nico ultis.
All right, FlyQuest, Team Liquid draft set for game number 1 in this elimination series. A reminder, the winner continues on to Arizona. The loser will be ending their spring split in 4th place. It's the Young Guns versus the Old Faithful. FlyQuest versus Team Liquid. Riot Games Arena, make some noise. We're getting into game 1.
Real quick word on where Jose is going to be starting his jungle. The Jarvan is definitely the one that tries to disrupt the early game rather than the Nocturne, who'd love to full clear. So Griffin making it in to get that early ward is a very small victory off the bat.
All right. Expecting both of them, to path down towards bottom side. Nocturne starting with the Wolves to get the quick respawn on Wolves and do a clear towards bottom side. This, by the way, is Raz's match of the week.
Oh, no. Still doing this?
Raz, basically, he gets second choice. Emily always gets first choice for what is Emily's match of the week. And since we only have 2 matches...
There's only one other choice.
That doesn't mean Raz, you're trying to take his credibility of his match of the week away immediately?
That's like saying on my left hand.
He made a good choice.
He could have picked the same match. He's just choosing not to.
Okay. I was going to say, it's like saying my left hand is my second favorite hand. You know, it's like you only get 2 options. It's not like it's going to...
So we're going to be tracking which G is the bigger G in these games. As you
they're
can
both
see,
tiny right now.
Both of them are fairly small at the
Those are
moment.
right over
Little
here.
lowercase G's.
Every time either Griffin or Gatghost gets a kill, we'll post a new picture,
They'll
but bigger.
grow. They just continue to
Yes,
go
thank
up.
you for the visual demonstration. Again, tiny right now.
Yeah, ground zero for G's.
Kobe,
They're
it
just
seemed...
normal sized G's, okay, guys?
Okay.
Like that's a totally normal sized G.
Smallest
it did seem
I've
like
seen this year.
Griffin was confident that he was not going to give up the chain, though, because you also gave him the chain in the pregame interview. So we'll see if he's able to back that up. His bot lane priorities there for Masu and Cryogen. They were getting some trades on Daejeon and Core and currently shoving that wave in.
Yeah, exactly. And again, that's kind of the crux to a lot of these FlyQuest comps and styles. They like to keep pushing all lanes, get Griffin a lot of room to work with for jungle. And then a lot of the times, too, when you're in that position, your job is to mark enemy jungle and track them to make sure this Jarvan can't get an impactful gank since all of your lanes are trying to play aggressively and trying to push. And then if you can keep up that pressure and avoid the early opening, then you get a lot of potential for the mid game.
Pretty nice start, though, with the triple pushing lanes. And quad with the Deathfire touch Cassiopeia. What I've seen this matchup, like Cassio does actually win the early lane into the Orianna. It's just the Orianna often scales better with combos and team fights, which could be with the Rakan or the Jarvan. But in terms of the early laning phase, expect FlyQuest to continue to keep the pressure on.
Good knockback.
Yeah, I think Gecko should be just fine right here. Does take a tough trade at the very end, misses that shock blast, so might have to back off because Jose is in the area.
Yeah, and you know by process of elimination, because FlyQuest got bottom side Scuttle Crab, so they're calling, hey, the Jarvan here up to the top side, and there's vision both side, the tri-brush as well as the lane brush here by mid lane, so...
And more of that solo 1v1 advantage going to quad in the early game here, heavily chunking out Quid, who just backed and TP'd into lane, and is now under half health.
Yeah, and we talk about the experience of these teams as well. In terms of playoff games, Team Liquid Alienware has a lot of playoff games between their entire team. Even the experienced members of FlyQuest with Quad and Masu, still not as many games as the other two. So
I got to shout out Core JJ also. 206 playoff games. That's not just pro games, of course. He's been playing for a while. That is longer than most players' pro careers, I would have to guess. Let's get our stats guy on that one. Hey, Leo, check us live. I love doing this. Put him on the spot live. What's the average number of games a pro plays?
Yeah, I mean, Score JJ started his career so long ago. And Griffin walked over a ward here into this position.
Also not level 6, so low chance that he actually finds anything, but Quid is still sticking around.
think it's
Jose's here as well. Flash from Quad with the Miasma. They're trying to send it on to Quid, but now they turn it back around. Quad with no summoner spells. Ghosts away, and will actually get out to safety. Okay, precarious position for both mid laners, but nobody goes down.
Yeah, nice counter there by Jose, getting both the Flash and the Ghost out of Quad, but not able to secure the kill. The timing needs to be perfect in order to defend that gank and try and get it, but overall, I think not much done other than summer spells.
Also, I heard from production, average pro career length is 110 games. So Core's almost double that for just playoff games alone.
Yeah, I mean, Core's also in top 10 in terms of longest careers in all esports history.
No, fair enough.
Also, what is the average
Picking
number,
up that average, yeah.
What is the average number of Worlds wins? Because he's well above the average
Less
of
than
those
one.
with even just one.
0.0001.
Yeah, boy, yeah, it's got to be minuscule right there. I'm not going to put Leo on that one. I feel like that one's too much.
Now he's going to take that as a challenge.
True,
he's
yeah.
on it.
That's how you actually get him to do stuff when you don't think you can. Bet he won't. All right, still pile
like,
for the bot
it's
side.
too tough for Leo. He's not going to go find this.
I bet you he can't give me $10 right now. There's no way. He'd never do it. All right, Masu and Cryogen backing off of this bot wave currently, as Yon and Core JJ will catch that. Still about a 2-wave lead for Masu and Cryogen overall, so despite them losing some of their health bar in those trades there, it's looking fantastic for them in the 2v2.
Yeah, level 6 Crab, the Griffin is going to have to give away to Jose Diodo right there. No Flash or Ghost on his Casio, and if Jarvan gets level 6, that would basically be instant death, so Jose now gets to play with that little bit of extra pressure.
And no flashes on the mid laner, so immediately when I see a level 6 J4 and a Cassiopeia with no flash, no ghost, I start thinking that that could be a play. Jose's currently going back to clear some of the camps, though, as the wave was shoved in from Quid, so maybe not doing it yet, but now Quid hits level 6, so they would have the combo. Quad has to be very careful.
Okay, now finally Masu's going to go for his recall here, so going to be secured priority for Team Liquid, and they can just get Jose, you know, pathing on back down towards the dragon here, get a nice setup for themselves. They've got their level 6, and they've got the control ward in the brush that leads over to the dragon fight already. This little ward down here is so nice, and getting the early setup for you know, the first big objective fight can oftentimes mean a huge difference, especially since both mid laners, even though they don't have flashes, they do have their ultis.
Watch for mid. There we go. Flash plus the ultimate on the quad. Petrifying Gaze lanes under 2. And that's a paranoia answer from Griffin. First blood to Jose, but answered 1-for-1 as FlyQuest get there.
Listen, that's actually something that FlyQuest is going to take. They have no summoner spells on their mid laner, but the mid laner that Griffin wants to gank is the flashless Orianna.
Yeah.
So the fact that they get that in a 2v3 is going to give them tempo, because now Crouch and Masu get full control over the spot wave as Core spent that entire time mid.
First blood gold will be nice for Jose, but still fantastic. And nice chunks there at Daejeon, who's been on the receiving end of a few of those so far in this laning phase. Another wave will come in. Dragon not started by either team yet, but all about getting these plates in the bot side.
And Masu has just been an absolute demon recently for FlyQuest. He's landing everything onto LYON, so much extra damage onto LYON, and you kind of mentioned, but the time Core JJ spent away in mid lane allowed him to also push up and get the priority there. And now they're paying the price for it.
True Shot Barrage stops the back. Core and Jose are here. Yon's going to stick around.
But they're burning so much time from Jose right now. I mean, Griffin has no ultimate, so anytime the Nocturne doesn't have ultimate and you can get eyes on Jarvan is just great for them. And it's not like they were punished for getting that deep vision. As an example of Masu last week, I mean, he was an insane performance. 26 kills, 2 assists in that week. We're going to see this play one more time, Kobe.
Yeah, so they're setting up here at Core JJ and Jose looking to punish the Cassiopeia, but Quad, watch his nice Cassio ult as he gets Shockwave. He gets his Cassio ult off on both of them, and this allows the counter kill. This sets up the counter kill to get that 1-for-1 that you're talking about. Then
I can trade. Nice.
Yeah, you need to trade.
Nice. No flash, that's really good.
Yeah, Jay put in the...
All right, play successful as we see Spawn
Don't
giving
like to see that.
yeah, because he invested his jungler's flash to go for that play as well as the ultimate trades.
Jose's currently on the grubs here.
What
Walking in and just auto steals one.
Wait, it was sitting so low for so long.
That's
Smite
just
greed.
Disrespectful here. Jose still has a smite available, but now has multiple people in there. The Miasma trying to lock him down. Pop Blossom used as well. That will just mean 2 grubs over to FlyQuest.
Curious. 2 grubs for FlyQuest. A little bit of smite greed at the start from Jose, but he still secures the 1. I think FlyQuest is going to be relatively happy about that, even though they did burn the Nico ultimate.
Honestly, let's see about the re-clears here, because both their clears are going to head towards bottom again too, though, and we've had the swap. So Gakos lane adjustments here. Had swapped down to the bottom side, now is going to use the teleport as they swap back. So it's swap for grubs, then swap back with the teleport.
Yeah, but TP advantage now for the Scion with the Drake being up. So I imagine Team Liquid has that in their sights as their next play. Plus, they have bot prio already happening here for the Xayah. Seems like they have the map in an okay spot, but I mean, FlyQuest is maximizing their gold right now. They're up about 700 as well as the small grub lead.
And Griffin's also down here, has the paranoia. They won't have the Pop Blossom from Cryogen if a fight happens around the Dragon, but they still have some other big ultimates available.
Yeah, no Pop Blossom is really painful. We'll see. Mid priority is getting gained right now by Quad.
Would be a hands check because it would be 45.
Masu's just gonna face check. Griffin pops the paranoia, just walks up and Smite steals it! Back-to-back
flash out.
objectives getting taken by FlyQuest. Flash over the wall from Griffin. Gets out of there.
Okay, that's not a kill, but that is a big G play.
That's a big G
That
play.
is big G energy right there. He goes in and just yoinks the dragon, turns out the lights, and steals it in the night.
I mean, TP disadvantage. They get the TP when they Nocturne ult because Team Liquid thinks the team fight is coming.
And he lived.
But he just smites it and walks away. Where's the counter engage from the rest of Team Liquid because of the Nocturne ultimate? CoreJJ isn't confident to just fly in with no vision over here, but it is a temporary 5v4. He goes in a little bit late. Griffin just flashes away.
Yeah, good spell shield there as well.
I can also look to flip it. I'm gonna look to flip. Can we look to burst?
Oh, TP.
Got it,
Okay,
got it.
run.
Run.
No, everyone
Run. I rooted them. Can you get out?
Nice.
Yeah,
Well
I'm
done.
chilling.
Okay, nice.
I love that call of burst it. We saw, Nico, we saw Ezreal both throw abilities at the dragon, burst it down to set up Griffin for that smite steal.
That is actually crazy heist right there. Gets out, uses the ult and the flash, but definitely well worth it for them because dragons for this game are something that TL want to use to try and draw you into their standard team fight. But FlyQuest, now that they've got the first one, they have so much luxury in the mid game. They don't have to bend to TL's will and play to their game plan now. They can really, play the side lanes, spread their map, use their Nocturne ultimate, try and pick people off, and let this the high damage carries really get to work.
Yeah, got to track the plates as well because they've just been pressuring these side lanes. 2 plates left on that bot lane turret, 3 plates left on that top lane turret. If FlyQuest is able to break these turrets first, that's when they'll really get that gold injection for the future dragon fights.
And already 1,500 gold ahead currently, plus the objectives. I mean, even just that auto on the grubs gave them grub advantage. Not all 3, but it's still something to track there. So FlyQuest, great start early as CoreJJ is in Cryogen's jungle. We'll spot him. Actually, no, that's Cryogen on the Nico, not the Nocturne. Confused myself there for a
lot of
second.
Nocturnes on the mini map right now.
The classic Nico caster counter.
And they did actually catch him here, so CoreJJ is able to at least land the knockup. Cryogen just sidesteps and walks away.
I actually do like this from Kakos, going for the Serpent Spank first because he's playing into Scion who has the big shield of his own.
Ooh,
but
true.
then also Orianna as well as the Recon for later on, and it's a good lethality item in its own right too. So
Yeah, let's track it. Currently 0
We'll
shielding
see.
reduced.
Flag and drag onto Masu. Cataclysm as well. Flashes the shockwave. Masu, nice to get out of there.
good cooldown usage though to trade those ultis for the flash.
Yeah, 2 minutes on Drake. I think it was a good look by Team Liquid, but also just a good reaction from Masu. He had so many moments last week where he would escape with like 100 health in his deathless game 2 and 3. So he's really been trusting his hands lately.
And also a reminder for everybody, you can see it on your screen right now. Come watch the winner of this series at the Spring Finals at ASU's Mullet Arena from June 13th to 14th. The winner of this will be at the Mullet Arena this coming weekend here. Get your tickets now, scan on the screen, and come say hi.
Man, they have a lot of deep vision in the red quadrant of their jungle right now set up. TL have super deep vision to see these FlyQuest bot side plays. And since that's where the Cassiopeia is at the moment, does make me think maybe they try and pull something off.
That's a lot of words.
Coming
Wow.
through here, so yeah, Quad does have his double movement summoner spells available, so can still rely on those. But TL, they're coming with a little bit of pressure.
Do they need that many wards? Like, it's not like they can TP a Kennen in behind or something. What are they going to do? TP a Silent and have him ult through the walls to try and get a flank? There's no spellbook on the Recon.
They're going to have Core and Jose invade together. The jungle support synergy here. Can they make a pick?
Currently fishing for Griffin, dropping more wards down. So just keeping the vision up. This timer makes a little more sense. The ward tempo for CoreJJ currently set up 50 seconds before the Dragon. Spotting out if FlyQuest will walk up to contest. And then we'll see potentially the little dance back from FlyQuest trying to clear some of those out. But they don't have nearly as many deep wards. There's one flanking ward, but I mean, who would realistically be TP flanking? Jace is not the strongest one at that.
I think it's just about the info, just about the info and the setup and the entry. Don't necessarily need a teleport flank to pull it off. But even sometimes you get an open area has no TL vision. That's all Cryogen needs to have a devastating Nico ultimate.
And I think that might be part of also why they have so many down, is it's actually the Herald here. Top half is not very well lit up from either side, so...
LYON's actually the one bottom lane. Could take a bunch of plates or TP in for a fight.
Jose might just be looking for the smite steal. Will instead back to the end of the pit and flag and drag away as Jan walks forward to get some damage. Teleports come in. That's the Herald down, but Core finds the engage! Shockwave onto 2! And now the paranoia back from Griffin. Petrifying Gaze will hit 2, but that's going to be a dead jungler for FlyQuest. Team Liquid smash FlyQuest in the river.
That is an insane engage combo. Core Daejeon and Quid set it up, and Morgan just bowls him down. He teleports in Big Sion with a shield. Oh my goodness, Core Daejeon and Quid, that is big.
What a wombo.
Right on top of Gakkos, and then Griffin was still trying to pull the trigger for the fight afterwards. This is absolutely a delivery of a couple of kills. So Griffin's a little bit low, but right as the TP comes in, let's just look at this combo one more time. Who gets the first engage? It's Core JJ, charms him up into the Sion delivery system.
Yep.
The drive wave?
They never got to move. I mean, you have to combine all three of them for that one, because Core JJ with the quickness to get in there for the double knockup, he's the pivotal one. Everybody else's job was pretty easy after that.
Just follow up.
Yeah, I give the credit to the first domino.
Yep, the shockwave slaughter. There we go. Shock. No, I'm not gonna try it. I'm terrible at these ones.
But Team Liquid thankfully are not terrible at them.
Yes.
They're very good at them. And so with that single move, they take back the gold lead here away from FlyQuest. And if you're giving a bunch of money over to a super standard like 5-on-5 team fight team, it definitely becomes super easy to execute your game plan from then on out. They can get these objectives really early, and they can just try and do front-to-back team fighting. It becomes really difficult then for FlyQuest to do anything about this Xayah especially.
And also it was Core JJ that set it up that time. Earlier at the Dragon, we saw him hesitate a little bit to go in onto Griffin there, and then that smite steal came through. This time Core's the one that found the play to set that up.
And also I'd say the tempo of this game, even though Griffin pulled off that nice Drake steal at the start of the game, is more favored to Team Liquid. Like when FlyQuest has been making this late run that's been hyping everybody up, it's because they've been making their own plays. They play so fast and they play so loose, but they haven't really been taking risks in this game. Maybe now that they've had the Rift Herald fight go awry, they might look for a dive here.
Shockwave early onto the wave, and now Paranoia from Griffin. They're going to go for the dive. Pop Blossom will land onto 1. Petrifying Gaze follow up, but there's just not enough damage, and the turret's doing a lot. Quid still running away, trying to escape. Flash from Gakkos will mean a shutdown to Griffin, as Team Liquid have 2 members under the bottom turret. Core and Jose trying to get out of there. Jan trying to get into the fight as the knockup lands. Cataclysm re-engage from Jose, and Jan's there for the damage. Team Liquid get Core out of there, and they'll answer a kill.
Oh my goodness, yeah, Core lives at the end, and the whole time, Sion is also still pushing on top side, so they will probably answer the tower that was taken too. FlyQuest, though, they chop down the lead for now.
Yeah, I like the overall play by FlyQuest, but then it's just about execution. Quid gets most of the wave, now the entire wave, which makes the turret immediately turn when FlyQuest goes in. And then the split focus a little bit. They clearly do want to kill Quid, but Cassio gets stuck under turret.
Jan has to use the ultimate. Quid going to keep, or Quad rather, going to keep going forward as Core JJ is trying to keep his AD carry alive. Masu, that sidestep Mystic shot could have been the kill, but Jan gets out of there.
The other part why people love watching FlyQuest play League of Legends, they're so aggressive and they're going to keep making these plays to fight their way back into it.
Still has flash, by the way. Still has flash. Doesn't need it.
No.
Doesn't need it. There's not another
I thought the Wolves were going to kill it
through.
maybe right there. Yeah.
I saw him hesitate at the Wolves too. It's like, oh, wait a second.
Yeah.
These Wolves are coming out. They're going to get a crit on me or something? Okay, so after the last play, I like this vision toggle here from the observers, still showing how TL are diligently keeping up their deep vision through this red quadrant of the jungle, because they want to keep setting up for dragon fights. They want to keep trying to draw into this river corridor. Here we go.
No
flash.
Paranoia. No flash available on Quid, but not enough damage follow-up from FlyQuest. Gakkos was just a little too far away to land the Empowered Shock Blast.
Yeah, Masu landed a good amount of follow-up damage, but without the extra Shock Blast damage, they're not going to push for anything further, and that is going to be Nocturne Ultimate down.
And Jan just playing with a ton of confidence right there. 2 items already completed on the Xayah. The threat of Xayah killing both of them if they continue to chase onto Quid's Orianna, I think is what ultimately saved his life.
That's what he saved the flash for, you know? You can walk up.
Now, though, with no flash for the Orianna in side waves, you have to get a little bit more, careful with your movements here. And that's why you see the rest of the team, TL right now, pushing in to shadow Quid to make sure the Orianna can get this extra wave. Everybody kind of hover around behind him. And they also know Nocturne Ultimate is down from the mid lane play, so they have a little time to work with.
Love that play from Team Liquid.
Masu,
Putting him in as another heavy chunk from Masu onto Daejeon. Now, Onslaught will get flash out. Pretty long-range flash over the wall there. Nice for Masu to land that one, as True Shot Barrage will not land this time.
These engages from Team Liquid with CoreJJ and Morgan coming from different angles, getting themselves some important summoner spells, but as of yet, not going to break anything for this Dragon. 20 seconds ahead of time on the setup.
You can see Masu just trying to play so close to the edge as well, knowing the team is a little bit behind and trying to get control of that mid wave. It's the FlyQuest mid turret that's sitting on that one plate. So mid priority, very important before this Drake spawns. He did get the mid prio by burning his flash.
Yeah, they're going to be able to burn this because TL have everybody topside too. So FlyQuest's objective acquired for them at the moment. And Jose and Quid just going to recall from the top side for TL. Try and keep things stable.
Good news for FlyQuest, though, because Dragon Soul, if it's that Infernal Soul, with things like Ezreal, with things like Jace, man, that's a lot of poke damage then when you approach that late game. So this is turning into one of those kind of win-condition Dragon Souls based on the composition that they have.
Okay, so still looking at Quid's cooldown on his flash at the moment, too, because Nocturne Ultimate is back and available, and everybody basically has their 2-item power spikes coming in at the moment. So have to be fairly careful, and that's why Quid is just grouped up with the team again. Don't want to expose yourself as being a really easy target to go for. I have to say, Masu has done a lot of work just with some poke damage here on the Ezreal.
Quid's walking forward. Masu jumps away. Paranoia pop defensively with the teleport coming in. Turret will go down as Jose goes in. Flying and Drag lands onto 2. Now Cataclysm onto Cryogen. Lost onto 4. Flank from Gakkos. Flashes the shockwave. He's in there on everybody. Will go down. But bought crucial space for FlyQuest, who keep walking forward. Nice ultimate comes in from Morgan to buy some defensive space, but still loses the carries. Jose and Morgan, the only ones still alive. Masu in some trouble. Decimating smash bomb! Double kill to Jose. Team Liquid answer the play.
It's an absolute bloodbath there as the turret goes down. It looked like the Jarvan Orianna combo didn't quite land, but then FlyQuest just goes all out to try and finish the fights. It's Morgan Sion who really clutched it in the end.
Yeah, you can see what happens when you try and just all flash past the front line of TL, because FlyQuest are like, all right, we got to kill all these carries. We're going to ignore the tanks in the front line here. And so they all like go past Morgan. Look at this Cryogen engage.
With the Gakko Shock Blast in the back, but then they don't get the clean one-shot. A few things that I want to point out is Quad chasing through to finish Yon actually gets the tick damage, even though the Sion there CC locks Quad and then manages to also get the connect onto Masu before Jose flash EQs.
Yeah, you can only ignore the Sion for so long.
That's got to be terrifying when you feel like you're winning a team fight. Then you take inventory, you're like, okay, so we got the carry, we got the mid laner. Oh, that's a full health Sion. It's like in the middle of our entire team. Ooh.
Yeah, they're feeling the pressure. That was a good flash from Gakkos, though. He's able to flash away from that shockwave over to the rest of the squad and get them fairly low. FlyQuest, though, really on the edge of a knife there, quite close to getting enough in it. But TL, really nice, clap back from Jose and Morgan, and Jose is the one that's getting paid off of it.
Yeah.
Even though the sign is looking menacing in there, Jose is really the key factor. And if you can get to a Guardian Angel early in pro play, it is insane for your objective control. So junglers getting a lot of early money is actually quite good, and Jose is getting very close to that Guardian Angel. Will be one of the first people to get a 3-item power spike.
The stats are really backing up that first team All-Pro jungle position for Jose right now. 5-0-3 and a 1,500 gold lead for the jungler as an invade comes in right now. Shockwave on the 2. Masu's able to get away, but now Jose flies into the backline, does not have that GA yet, and almost goes down, but now the re-engage. Quickness from CoreJJ. Quid gets a kill. Gakkos in trouble. Double to Quid, and Team Liquid pull off the invade.
I mean, that was actually so impressive because they did that combo within the Nocturne ultimate. So that's full trust right there. Like Jose saying, I'm going Shockwave me, because I don't think Quid can even see where he's pressing his R, but they get the combo. He escapes with the sliver of health, and they might have just blown the game right back open if they can get this Baron as well.
Good communication means a Baron start for Team Liquid. It's going to be 3-player contest here. If FlyQuest think they can do it, no paranoia available. The True Shot Barrage will get some chunk down, but Quid's still pretty much full health. Quad's going to have to be the hero here. Has a Petrifying Gaze, full health Cassiopeia, but the Baron is secured. Team Liquid get the objective, and we'll get out.
Wow, let's watch this one more time. So during the darkness from Griffin, Shockwave just hits, and Jose jumps in afterwards. So it is Quid who, he gets the first strike bonus, Kobe. He's the one.
Yeah, he's the first domino.
The first domino.
That sets it all up there. Nice little flash here at the end, too, to avoid the death. And TL, their comp, again, is so tanky, so, standard front to back lineup, especially if you start out with a great Shockwave like that. Now they feel really in command. With Baron buff to be able to siege afterwards, they can easily go get their second dragon and then push in on turret money. But FlyQuest, they played a spread again. And they were like, fine, you're going to have that dragon setup, but Gakkos is going to get at least some money in the turret on top side.
FlyQuest might be trying to not rush here with the Baron buff being in the pocket of Team Liquid and Drake coming up soon, since Team Liquid's not close to Soul whatsoever. They might just, they're all resetting, probably giving this Drake over for Team Liquid. On the topic of Quid, though, I mean, last week, he actually had an insane performance. This is his KDA throughout the series, 21-0 and 13. On Pros afterwards, he was also talking about how he was the one that was trying to basically carry the team. We're going to win by me, rather than saying, oh, Jose's having an MVP split. He's looking great.
Paranoia bot lane though, right now, play happening. Griffin jumps in, immediately chunked down, and that's another flash pop from Cryogen. The damage is there to follow up. Yon's out of there. Griffin is the answer, and they're losing multiple. FlyQuest are down 2. As that's a killing spree for Quid. Gakkos caught at the tail end. Team Liquid answer the play, and we'll trade up 3 for 1.
Yeah, Team Liquid extinguishing the flame of FlyQuest right there. FlyQuest, it looks real flashy, and it is really flashy in big bursts. Cryogen gets a good engage, and they delete Yon. But then all the other threats on TL here are so big as well that they're going to be able to push them out after the initial play.
I just gotta say, Morgan's Scion and Jose's Jarvan are just absolute units. So, like, yes, they get the combo, they kill the AD carry, but let's not forget about this absolute beast of a man in the middle of the fight with unending despair, never even getting his shield broken by the time the fight is decided. FlyQuest is trying to run past Morgan, but it's just not working.
Yeah, man, the fear chain into Nico combo, and Yon basically doesn't get to press any buttons or play.
It's great. They get the one kill.
But that's all they have after that. And then TL are able to win the long fight here. And the Guardian Angel is done. Jose is also level 16, ticking over now too. So he's same level as his mid laner. He's definitely making it look good here. Quid also getting some extra money is really nice for them, because the Shockwaves definitely have been nice here. So TL, their game plan now for ending it out, just continue to stack these dragons, and their range isn't super long. You know, they are outranged by FlyQuest, so it does make your sieging a little slower. So that's why I expect them to focus a lot on keeping deep vision so they can see, FlyQuest plays, and then stacking the objectives and pretty much trying to take towers after they get kills.
But right now, they're rocking a lot of gold leads across every member. Nobody on FlyQuest is ahead of their lane opponent on Team Liquid currently. As we see the total gold
rather
down
rich
there.
jungler, 13,000 gold to Griffin's 11,000 gold. You can just see a bit of a difference right there. That's GA completed, though, currently.
Bit of a diffy in the jiffy.
Can they dive? Can they just dive with Morgan? Because Morgan doesn't really take a lot of damage. So I guess, they threatened to dive, and you're like, okay, we'll back off.
Masu's not enough to stop that one. Morgan rocking the 007 score line right now. Mission dive the back line here. Or rather, just let them walk past onto my back line, I suppose, has been the name of the game. Can't forget about Morgan. Can't forget about this Scion. Team Liquid going to go for a reset here. 3 minutes till the next Dragon. Minute 45 until that Baron. So they got time to look at their next approach. And again, Jose Daejeon has been the benefactor of a lot of the kills. He's now 2,000 ahead of Griffin, has the Guardian Angel, so like their next team fight, he can just do the play where he throws himself in.
Yeah. Also 100% kill participation for Jose. I mean, he's having a pretty good game here.
Yeah.
In game 1 with elimination on the line.
Where are those inspired snub arguers, you know? When Jose puts out performances like this, you got to give him credit. And he's been doing this a lot of the split so far, kind of the spearhead of Team Liquid. Poetic, he's playing Jarvan. Set up around the top half of the Rift, though, as that Baron's now up in a minute's time. So Team Liquid are taking away some camps, getting their vision down early.
Yeah, meanwhile, FlyQuest are like, okay, yeah, you are really strong grouped up, so we're still going to try and split push.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, we'll still keep Gakkos out there, try and get some money, because we know we cannot fight you outside of our inhibitor towers with the extra, you know, wall at base. It makes it a lot more hopeful to get one of those miracle fights and turnarounds, and so they'll try and split push and try and get something back on the rest of the map, and Gakkos can indeed do that. So at the very least, they're able to keep a little bit of parity there while the rest of the team defends.
Yeah, you can see supports building a couple of the recently buffed items, Knight's Vow and Locket, both in the inventory of Core JJ, as well as the Mandate in the inventory of Cryogen, but that makes it a little bit harder to one-shot someone like Quid, because you're thinking, like, how does FlyQuest win? You either get on the Xayah, well, Xayah can ultimate. Quid technically doesn't have a stopwatch or a Zhonya's, but there is the Locket from Core, as well as any additional shielding they throw onto them, so it makes it a little bit harder.
Plus a Rocket Belt, just giving you a little extra HP, Seraph Shield. It's not going to be easy to one-shot this Orianna currently, as Team Liquid will early teleport in Morgan to the top half. Shot Barrage will chunk out Jan slightly, but again, maintaining control at the Baron and fighting for this mid-wave push.
Yeah, and again, this should be the plan for TL. You go to the objectives, you draw FlyQuest to you, and then you're able to counter-engage here with Morgan being so tanky and Jose having GA.
Sending the Nico clone in.
Flank.
And now Core flanking, lands the engage there onto Masu! The carry's down before the fight even begins! Double kill to Jan, Team Liquid getting 2.
I think my player of the game is going to Core JJ. I think he's won a lot of these critical team fights.
You're saying Jose's like a middle domino this whole game? For his 100% kill participation?
Man. I like the first domino. Core JJ's had some big engages. I know
he has.
Jose has the god stat line.
Yeah.
And he has been good.
You're saying he's just throwing a flag down and saying, like, I did it, I helped.
No,
like,
I didn't say that, but, you know, it is easy to get assists with flags.
Jat's a classic, you know, just look at the stats, you know.
100% KP?
Yeah, true.
I'm with it, Kobe.
I like big all-star plays. The one that was really cool was the one early in the game. You know, when the game, the game is still close up by the Rift Trail. That was a great engage from him as well. Obviously, Jose's also had some really good moments, and as we say, now that he has Guardian Angel, it's well, Griffin has actually matched it now. So he can revive, but he'll probably just die again.
He hasn't matched the 4th item, which Jose has an entire item on him with the Spirit Visage.
That's unlucky your opponent can still keep buying items also.
Jose's definitely going to win the chat vote. He always does. If it ends up being a top.
True.
But
got a lot of fans
making
out
the case for Core JJ. Let's see how this one ends.
Yep, Team Liquid got the 3rd dragon, and now they're going to push in. The siege continues. As they're just marching their Baron buff forward. FlyQuest are going to try and mount a defense under the Nexus turrets, you have to imagine, as Masu jumps away from Jose. The inhibitor will still go down. Shockwave has been used by Quid, as Gakko's continuing the split push top side. Morgan missing that ultimate, but Jan goes forward. Jan knocked up. Jan has to pop his ultimate, and he's still going to go down. Shut down to Griffin, as diving the turret was unwise from Team Liquid. Morgan's about to go down, finally, as the shutdown kill goes to Masu.
Well, no TPs left because Gakko's TP down, but there's a wave top already, and FlyQuest win that. Once the shockwave is down, continuing the engage is kind of the perfect storm to be able to win something back.
Dude, FlyQuest, they put pressure on TL by keeping Gakko split pushing, and so TL were like, we have to tower dive. This guy is split pushing us. That's when you can create chaotic moments and open up, you know, miracle comeback moments for yourself. Then, you know, Jan is very isolated, and so Masu's able to shift away from Jan and allow Cryogen to get the engage onto Jan. Like this gives the hope there for FlyQuest.
Sign to life.
It's a 3,000 gold swing because of the bounties given away in that fight. The mid inhibitor is still down. The bottom inhibitor is still open. But watching it one more time, I mean, Jose tries to be the first domino. I mean, but the
shift.
Shockwave doesn't connect. Good shift by Masu right here. Shockwave down. Gakkos doesn't stop split pushing, so Morgan decides to go in. But then Masu escapes with the sliver, and watch the re-engage onto Yon, where they get enough CC so that they can connect the tether before one-shot him. And then Quad gets the stun on to Quid on the bottom as well.
Now,
so, do you blame Quid for the timing on his Shockwave? Or where is you placing the blame on that? Is that...
I can't blame Jose. He's my guy this game.
If we're playing blame game, I'm saying I think Jan lost the script as stand behind the front line. He walked a little too far forward there, getting hit by the Pop Blossom. So Team Liquid struggling to close out the game, still with the lead, and there's nothing for FlyQuest to get after the fact. No Dragon, no Baron. Team Liquid are right back to control right now as they keep pushing these waves in.
And I would say this could be the last stand for FlyQuest, or it's where the game turns around. They have a lot of gold in pocket from that last fight.
There's no turret
trying to keep
this
their
time.
fight lines square, though.
Shockwave not used there by Quid. He's just threatening it onto Griffin. And if Team Liquid just pull off their engage, still heavy favored to end it right here, right now, as now they go in onto Quad. Petrifying Gaze hasn't been used yet. Now the Shockwave's there. Damage on a Quad, but he still lives through it. And another Pop Blossom from Cryogen. FlyQuest almost turned it around. Almost finding a miracle. But they get their carries out of their Team Liquid. Masu does take down Morgan. The front line has fallen, but Team Liquid get a carry out of there. Again, botching the end, though.
That's crazy. The number of times FlyQuest nearly lost the game there into now having a chance at a comeback. Just look at how long Quad lasts, because he is flashless, Zonya's-less, so you think you can get him, but the miasma there to just delay the ability for Team Liquid to fly through.
Yeah, and then they go for the counter dive here. FlyQuest, again, Cryogen can follow up with the big Nico ultimate on the Nocturne ultimate, and Griffin uses his GA quite well. He barely is able to walk that one out, and he survives. So they defend. They make it a 1-for-1 in the end.
What a giga banger. This
First
is awesome.
death of the game for Morgan. There's a Void Staff now on Quad. There's an LDR now onto Masu's Ezreal, who's really beginning to hurt. With 9,000 damage in that last fight. But Soul up in 40 seconds, and the inhibitor's still down for FlyQuest. Retaking this space is still exceptionally difficult.
Griffin could find a miracle play here, though. If he's able to just get into that pit, smite it away. We saw him do it once earlier, but getting the whole team there is going to be a little harder because of how hard it is to push past these super waves.
And Morgan has this teleport, so Team Liquid can have him control the side wave and teleport in if FlyQuest step up, which I'm thinking FlyQuest are going to step up here because Infernal Soul is a very big reward, so they're just going to teleport Morgan really early, have the Scion here ahead of time to get the engage.
And there's Super Minion Wave pushing through mid lane, so FlyQuest on a bit of a timer, but they can at least approach from the side. They got to go now.
They got to go now. Masu just got chunked by the Orianna there. Paranoia has been used. True Shot Barrage will land. They see that the Dragon's within smiting range, but there it's secured. Team Liquid get the Dragon's Soul, and FlyQuest do not find an avenue in.
Nicely done.
Huge for TL, yeah. I mean, Baron's up, so they should be able to get Baron too and end the game with the Baron buff. I feel like that was the moment for FlyQuest to full send again, but
they just didn't have the positioning there. I mean, the Dragon was already so low by the time the Nocturne ult went off. They didn't have flash on the Nico to try a hard engage. So it's two bad options right there. They either send it and lose or give up the Soul Baron and likely lose.
The TL had a really good setup because 2 lanes of super minions kind of give you that pseudo vision down those lanes and then wards on all sides. So nicely set up there. They made sure to cover so they don't get any surprise Nico ultimates. And Cryogen doesn't have flashback yet.
Can they do it this time? Is Quad, I mean, he's got the slows from the Rylai's. Like, he will solo kill Morgan eventually. Morgan has to use
I can flank.
Unstoppable Onslaught flank from Quad coming in. Morgan's going to have to rejoin with the rest of the team. Quad sees core, and we'll back off. Team Liquid look to be able to get away.
Delays about a minute of that Baron buff. Still going to be the Infernal Soul. On display right there, Infernal Soul doesn't make you tankier. So Quad's still able to do damage to the opponent.
Catching these waves now. Gakkos getting big gold injection. They're just farming up these waves. But the gold lead has not really improved for Team Liquid after that Dragon, after that Baron. Still only a 2.8k lead, and the Baron buff itself is only mounted to a 400 advantage for them. That's a problem with the supers, is that you're just giving so much CS to the opponent. If you can't close out the game, you're kind of giving them gold.
Yeah, it's also the problem with losing a bunch of team fights in the enemy base.
True. You know what? Now that I think about it, that might be the more impactful one of the two. Thanks for the reminder. Team Liquid going to look to take a fight again here, or at least start the siege onto the inhibitor. Not actually taking it down right now. They're going to let this top wave crash in as well. They still have the Baron buff, so Quid will empower that entire wave. Cannons coming in mid-wave.
The Infernal Soul just so powerful. Looking at LYON as well, full items in his inventory. Just that one control ward, waiting for his essentially 7th.
I'm just watching. I'm watching for Quid at all times. That ball could be the start of everything here. There's a huge chunk on the quad right there. Now a flash engage from CoreJJ. They got on the bottom again. Jose goes godlike as Team Liquid dive the turret, and this time around it pays off. Griffin's gonna fall to LYON on a killing spree. Gakkos under the turret. Team Liquid with a game 1 victory. Only quad alive as he'll try and get this wave, but Team Liquid with all members standing strong. GG. First lap on the road to Arizona completed by Team Liquid as they'll go up 1-0 in the series.
Just an awesome game 1 that we get here. 31 kills in 41 minutes, a little bit slower pace than a normal FlyQuest game, but CoreJJ turning back the clock right there with some big engages. That's really close, player of the game. You take the 100% kill participation from the Jarvan, or the first domino that is CoreJJ. Lounge, what do you think? And they're trying to carry that momentum through here.
It is funny how after their 3-0, though, it felt like there was less confidence in Team Liquid compared to FlyQuest and how they looked in the 3-0. So I'm happy to see Team Liquid kind of surge here in game number 1 because the momentum coming in, even though they both were coming off a good series, felt like it was still in FlyQuest's favor. Sometimes it's hard to hold that momentum and make a good statement game in game 1.
Okay, so let's get deeper into Fearless here. The Yone remaining band against Team Liquid, against Quid, definitely one of the specialty champions. Always these melee assassins like the Akali as well up there for him, and we've seen him perform on a lot of those. And that's been a recipe that a lot of teams have tried to use against DL and found success. As long as you keep him a little bit uncomfortable, then they have been able to find success. But pretty good Orianna game in the previous one, playing to the rest of the squad. Let's see as we whittle it down. Also, the Ambessa is a very good value band versus FlyQuest.
Yep.
Both Gakkos and Griffin love playing it. Whichever Big G does get it, they definitely are dangerous.
I wonder how much FlyQuest is going to try and cook with their draft this game. It ended up being relatively standard what they pulled off last game. Made it close with fights down the stretch, but I want to see him cook a little bit.
And you can't really do early Ashe Seraphine anymore because the Caitlyn Bard is still up, but also FlyQuest love the Lucian Melio, and so there's so many things. Even though TL usually really have high priority on that, definitely can't do it really early on in the series in Fearless until Bard and the Lucian have been taken out. So
Can't lock in an early solo laner.
Yeah, this is pretty nice though because this is one of Quid's best picks. So it's a little 2-for-1 takeaway. Let's see what Quid can punish it with.
Do we think it's still technically flexible too, or is it just mid lane?
Oh, it's
expectation
definitely flexible, especially on FlyQuest. I feel like Gakkos definitely would be one to play a Ryze top if they wanted. So I still like the Anivia as well as a possible answer into it, because then you're also answering flex, and you're like, well, I've got a Anivia mid for your Ryze mid, or we could move it around. But Quid wants to go for some kill pressure. This makes me think that they will do some sort of ganking jungler. You need, Pantheon is available.
I know,
Vi is available, and you can pair that with Ahri to kill.
If they Vi, it sets up the Shen trap card.
True.
True. I reacted to this because on pros I asked Quid, what's your favorite thing in solo queue? And immediately he said, I'm having a lot of fun with Lichbane first Ahri. I'm just not sure if I can play it on stage yet. Because he says, with Lichbane, he just dashes in with RW autos, and he's getting 70% of their health.
The Lichbane buffs were actually really nice.
Yeah.
And the move speed is super underappreciated, too. So nice. I like the adaptation.
Also, if you're going to be in the sideline taking turrets a little bit faster, I can see it. I can see it coming together here. It's going to be paired with the Jhin, as I didn't hear any groans from the audience this time, but I feel like Jhin has not been super hot on a lot of people's opinion meters.
Ben had that 13 kill Jhin game versus FlyQuest?
Did that bring it back then?
So
that brought the whole back?
Maybe they're looking to repeat that. And again, it's long range to follow up if Ahri's diving in for aggressive plays. So maybe it will play out. It does make you think, though, Kangas, if they're showing Ahri and Jhin, would you not love to just slam a tank?
Right?
A good, like a super
Ornn's
tank?
gone, Sion was gone from the previous game, but I was still thinking maybe even like a Galio, but I guess you're probably sending the Ryze in there. What do you think, Jed?
But remember, Gakkos has not performed that well on tanks, so you're getting tankiness in
Griffin,
with your
you get it with Griffin, though.
Well, this is, but look, they're Vi on 3, and then they're going to immediately ban the Shen.
Yeah.
So they really wanted the Vi, but they just had to wait until the end.
Patience. Patience is rewarded here for Team Liquid, as it's Senna plus Nautilus locked in for the bot lane of FlyQuest. Monster's played a lot of different champions so far this year, and Senna's one of the ones that not going to expect a lot early game from it, but definitely scaling into the game.
Yeah, and that's the thing with FlyQuest. Like, as you're saying, Gakkos doesn't play a lot of tanks, but Griffin does, so he can fill the role for the team. Even if you throw bans at him, his champ pool goes really, really deep because you're banning a lot of specialty champions. So still could play the Skarner as the tank, or Nasus or something like that as well. Problem is, Ahri's pretty hard to track down and stuff. We'll see what angle they decide to go with.
Quick shout out, Think Card, Coach Furia last year. They just qualified for MSI as the #1 seed of the CBLOL, playing Nasus jungle in the last game of their series.
So what I'm hearing is FlyQuest will win once Think Card moves to another team.
No, it's once they play Nasus, but
baby
it's
ban.
ban. The double Griffin 4-5 ban to try and shut down his counter picks to Vi. The anti-fun bans from Spawn right now.
These are the two classics that Griffin has kind of made a name for himself on so far this year, this split. And now, what are the other tanky options at this point?
So I mentioned the Skarner before, and then you can also do a Sejuani if you want to do a top lane carry champion. So if you did a top lane champion that you want to carry with that would synergize with Sejuani, you could do that. Skarner is fine. Even though it doesn't get played right now, Maokai actually is in a pretty decent state. I don't think it's going to happen because they already have the Ryze, so probably not going to happen this time around, but it can be an option later on. Okay, so they ban out the Vayne top as well.
Ooh,
I was just talking about the Rel previously because she got buffs right before Enchantress took over. So we never got to see her become prevalent, but Core loves Rel. He is so good at Rel.
And look at what Team Liquid has done in the first 2 games here of the series. Rakan and Rel, getting him back on Engage to try and bring direction to the Team Liquid team who hasn't been on the same page in team fights. I do believe the Vayne ban was to set up a Gnar blind pick. I wouldn't be shocked, though, if Morgan just matches it with Renekton because he's comfortable enough in that matchup, but we'll have to see what they go on 4-5. I love the new direction for Team Liquid, though, picking Core JJ, the engaged champions, because I always feel like that's when Team Liquid is at their best.
They have so many ways to engage, so many ways to start a fight. Core can be that first domino to fall as we're talking, but Jose can as well, even Quid on the Ahri, and then Jhin following up with all that rain. So Shyvana's going to come in here for Griffin.
And you have the prerequisites for Shyvana. Like, you can't do Shyvana early either. You need to have a setup from either your support or your top laner. Nautilus is perfect for Shyvana. Nautilus roaming around with Shyvana can definitely set her up really well. And they have the Senna for the extra healing and shielding to keep the Shyvana in there on the front lines. But when you see when you see a Shyvana, stealing Shyvana ultimate turns Silas Giga. I mean, they did nerf it a little bit, but it's still super, super good. And he can steal away Nautilus ults and have lots of engage options. It's actually a really good Silas angle, good matchup, good ultimates to steal. And we're going to see the Silas into Gnar again.
Kobe, you could see the smirks from Spooks, from Morgan, from Spawn when they saw the angle for this pick. So the early lane isn't amazing, but look at what he gets in this game. Gnar, Shyvana, and Nautilus as his big ults to steal on this top lane Silas. If he's able to get a couple kills in this game, he can take over.
And again, it is about trying to attack the Gnar when he's in mini Gnar form. We saw it previously. It didn't have as much success as you usually see from it. But if you have a Vi jungle and an Ahri mid lane, that combo either gets the kill mid and then the Ahri can roam to you, or the Vi can also set up and go to the Silas too. So lots of possible kill pressure for these solo lanes. I do expect these lanes to be volatile, and I expect the junglers to get involved. At least the Vi too. Shyvana should be power farming.
I'm just so excited for these 2 team compositions to match up in this game because of the amount of engage and how aggressive FlyQuest likes to play and push the pace. On top of how aggressive Team Liquid can play their early games, I'm hoping for some early fireworks.
Lord Morgan giving the keys to the kingdom here in game number 2 on the Silas FlyQuest. Down 1 game, but not out yet. Game 2 of Team Liquid FlyQuest underway.
Ooh, Gakkos is going with a Doran's Helm too for nice value for scaling later on. We'll see if Morgan is able to punish him at all early. Expect both junglers to be farming towards their level 6s, especially Shyvana really has to...
Oh no.
Bigger G, the bigger G after game number 1, there's no doubt, is definitely Griffin.
So you said it's not that's not a small G, that's a normal size G.
Completely normal
It looks
size
much
G, bro.
smaller now that Griffin has gotten the capital G.
Yeah, Griffin is a medium G at the moment.
That's a normal size G.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Okay. Well, I guess that's your opinion, man. But it does mean that Griffin gets to keep the chain, the big gold, gold G as well. So.
And look, Kobe, your opinion on G is completely fine. You know, I respect it. I respect it.
Totally normal.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, mid lane, I do expect it to be spicy. Hoping, unfortunately, both our junglers are like farming junglers, but. Hoping we do get to see Quid go the Lich Bane that you're talking about, chat.
Yeah, and also another item to call out is the Doran's Helm on the early Senna. A lot of Doran's Bow I've seen, but I'm a big fan of a little bit of extra durability on the Senna.
Dredgeline lands right there, and Core JJ is able to get out. Just some trading happening. Don't expect a kill. And we actually do have Emily standing by with ThinkCard for an interview.
Thank you so much, Kangas. ThinkCard, as we kind of look at this early 2v2, see how it goes for you. I'll pause for a second. What did you tell the guys? Because I actually really loved like a lot of your base defenses, and it seemed like you're really, really into it until some of those later fights.
Yeah, honestly, we played pretty well until that Herald sequence. But even after the Herald sequence, the game should be a little bit hard when they're playing Zyra, Khan, Ori with like full control of the map and first setup. Like obviously Ezreal, Nico wants to poke and all that stuff. So told them, you know, we're playing pretty well. Just make sure that we do the extra step and talk about what engaged tools the enemy team has for team fights and skirmishes and where like those engaged tools can be.
And speaking of engaged tools, I think like just take me through kind of your composition and how you feel like it matches up to TL's. Did you expect that kind of Silas to top swap?
I think the Ahri was not that good of a pick. We were pretty happy when they locked in Ahri. Honestly, I was feeling really, really good about this draft until they locked in Silas, because Silas with Shyvana R is actually, in my opinion, the best R in the game. So we'll see how that pans out. That being said, I am very, very happy with everything else about this draft. So let's see if the Silas actually gets some Shyvana ulti value.
All right, we'll see if that happens. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me, and back to you guys at the cast.
Happy to see that. I love getting coach responses to the draft specifically, because he even highlighted that Silas. Yeah, everything else we feel good about, but that was the wild card that Team Liquid threw in. And now bot side, another little skirmish here. Dredgeline back on a Core JJ, has to crash down away from the fight as LYON gets a forced shot onto Cryogen. We've seen a lot of scrapping down here in the 2v2.
We really have, and if FlyQuest can get control early, that's going to be huge for the Shyvana to farm up.
I mean, this is just more fun, in my opinion, to watch. I love watching when we have melee supports back in the you know, meta, and we get to see a lot of the heavy all-ins. And let's take a look at the results that we have previously had, because TL versus FlyQuest has been a hype matchup and a bit of a rivalry over the last few years.
It really was. 2024 was all about TL versus FlyQuest. 2025, TL really fell back in Split 2 and Split 3.
Yeah.
And then with the off-season acquisitions from Team Liquid and the exodus from FlyQuest, we thought it would snap back, but it hasn't necessarily been the case here with the loser getting eliminated today. We'll have to see.
But the rivalry between these two orgs, well documented over the last couple of years.
Obviously, the most famous is the Minions ending the finals, and that one, of course, in the favor of FlyQuest. But as you said, you know, their roster really changed since then, and Raptor fight.
Yeah, Kobe, I'm going to have to cut you off here. Griffin loves those Raptors as Engage comes in from Core JJ, rooting up Quad Charm on a Cryogen. Should be able to walk away from this one, has the flash available. Just uses the E to get some slow, and will flash eventually. FlyQuest and Griffin contesting Raptors. That's pretty much a classic at this point.
I'd say the hit rate on his Raptor invades is like 30%. They didn't even have Senna
maybe they
there
get
at the
Yon here.
time,
This is a
but
pretty good hit rate as a dredge line onto the AD carry, plus the root follow-up. Yon goes down. First blood to Masu.
Okay, sometimes the
Does that count?
Sometimes the benefits of a jungler invade for Raptors are on the return of everybody going back to lane after the Raptors.
Well, it's fascinating
Genius.
because Masu wasn't even there for the fight. Yon was, and then a little bit of a lazy return to the lane. He would have lost several minions if he takes the long route around, but taking the short route right there.
But on top of that, he takes the short route and then deadly flourishes to try and get a minion, so he's kind of locked into place. Really rough timing there from Yon. It means that now first blood gold to Masu, the Senna already getting fed early on here, and we'll just continue to scale as Jose is on the bottom side.
Yeah, I mean, Core had to recall after that the skirmish there. He was so low. Now he got locked up.
Crashdown lands here onto Masu. He was trying to get the minion wave and farm up as much as he could, and he trades his health bar for it.
While that happened, though, Griffin had to pull off the Drake as Jose took control of the river. Both junglers actually still level 5 right now, and because of Masu getting pushed back, Jose is going to get the level 6 crab, and likely the Drake afterwards if he wants it as the Vi.
Yeah, Silas up there trying to do some work as well, get priority, and then move on down through the river. They've got their ward set up, though, so Jose did get the crab. He's got the level 6 availability with Vi, and now especially the solo lanes have to watch out.
I am surprised that they didn't at least look at the dragon, because taking early dragons from a Shyvana feel really good, preventing her from getting her scale mill passive stronger. But also, you know, happy to just go back and keep farming up in the jungle here. Cryogen interrupting Core JJ right there.
Yeah, I think something Jose's really cognizant of, especially against Griffin, though, is leaving his own camps up for too long to get the counter jungle, because that's kind of how Griffin's gotten his advantages in previous Shyvana games, is finding windows to get a bit of a farm advantage and then cycling. So totally fine with Jose having level 6 and then using it to just go and get the rest of his camps.
We see this bot lane. I'm actually... So Masu's ahead about a wave. And also now Dredge Line comes in from Cryogen, going for another engage. FlyQuest have been opting for these little skirmishes. Typically, when I think of Nautilus into Rel, I think of Rel as more of a counter. Your Shattering Strike can break the Nautilus shield, and that's where a lot of the tankiness comes in. But so far, it feels like FlyQuest have been getting the better of the 2v2. You know, throughout the lane, and now, of course, Masu with even more CS advantage, plus that first kill means that it's only going to be bigger for FlyQuest bot lane.
Yeah, the kill onto Masu trying to return from the Raptor fight really, really hurt out there. Not able to CS, and they like desync their recalls there with him and Core JJ too, so definitely big benefit. As far as the matchup, yeah, gotta get good timings on your hooks for sure. If you are Cryogen, if you are Nautilus, and he has done exactly that. So now it's his time to try and get the early vision, and they've secured the full river of vision for FlyQuest here. It's really, really nice setup. Of course, TL did sneak the one ward in the back of Dragon Pit so they can see if Griffin does start to try and initiate that one.
Yeah, and I like the callback to ThinkCard's interview saying he was feeling really good about the draft until the Silas, which kind of means he thinks that just the bottom quadrant of the map should be going in their favor unless the Silas is able to enter the game and disrupt it in a big way. And that's kind of true so far with what the bot and mid lane have been able to do.
Checks notes, checks out. Team Liquid have been struggling specifically with Yon on that path, and then also mid lane now. Quad's got about a wave advantage here as another dredge line goes forward. Core JJ is just able to get out of there. We saw that the Grubs were started up here by Jose on the top half of the map. Meanwhile, Dragon started up by Griffin. So we're just trading neutral objectives on both sides.
And really good here for Griffin. Keep your farm up on Shyvana. Dragon stacking for TL. Play off their bottom side. I mean, also, Masu is stacking souls nicely.
Yeah.
Speaking of stacking, when you have your melee supports constantly fighting like this, he's getting a lot of souls. Obviously, he also got the kill, so that's kind of speeds up your static Shiv completion, which is going to be really nice for Senna. So a lot of snowballing off of Masu Senna here could become problematic later because you are going to get high range, but of course TL have so much hard engage that if they are able to get that engage, then they can kind of put a quick stop to that.
Yeah, I mean, Yon's really far behind, actually. At 75, maybe he's going to be at about 80 CS by 10 minutes way below where he'd want to be as the AD carry. Also, static shift being completed now from Asu means that lane's going to continue to have an advantage.
Jose also was right there with a Vault Breaker, but I think he was spotted the last second by that minion, so we'll just go away, and there's your MasterCard power spike you were just talking about, Jet. Static Shiv means that Masu not only is already ahead in lane, but will continue to put pressure on this lane. You can shove waves so much faster with this item. Plus, just having that first spike means that when it comes time to fight, you actually can.
Yeah. I mean, again, back to the Raptor fight, because like it.
Charm plus the Deadly Flourish. Current Call opened up on a quad. He's ghosting away. Cryogen's going to try and body block some of these shots here, and does so successfully. So Team Liquid commit some ultimates. Not going to find a kill.
Yeah, Ghost, but no flash. Yon also leaving his lane a little bit. Again, trying to get Quid off to the races a bit. No Lichbane Ahri, unfortunately. Lost Chapter is his first item, so a conventional Ahri build. Can still build a Lichbane later if he wants.
I like it. Keep our options open here. But man, Masu down here is having such a good time. Again, the kind of the ramifications of some of the early plays can mean so much for your lane, because the wave was pushing away from Yon also at the time of his death from the roam back, and so Masu greatly benefited. And again, when you start snowballing the center early, keep it going. Griffin's here too, and so is Jose. Could be a party.
Dragon's Ascend available if they want to go for the dive, but Yon gets the back off complete, and it's only core there right now. I imagine Griffin will oh no, he canceled the back. Jose still channeling right now, and looks like FlyQuest back off.
Yeah, Masu just getting a little bit more plate gold. Yon not greeting. I think it would have been a real risky wave to stay on. Just decided to base and forego the few minions. It was a cannon wave, so he didn't lose as much.
So now more damage onto core.
He's already 1v2ing. All right, it's kind of disgusting already. I mean, we're only 11 minutes in. This champ will infinitely scale, so...
1,000 gold lead for Masu, individually over
Wait for the
Yon.
Silas. Please, Silas, save us. Save Team Liquid.
Yeah, it's been really slow on the top half of the map. It's dead even in CS. Haven't even looked up there once yet from the observer feed, so I have to imagine that means there's not a lot happening up there. It's been about the 2v2 bot side and ThinkCard's confidence in the rest of the map.
And one of the biggest benefits, and when you can win bottom side like that, is if you've got melee supports, they get roam timers for free. Great. Masu can 1v2 on bottom side, and that opens up Cryogen to have some roam timers that could change around mid lane too, and he's going to go right back there.
And a reminder here again, winner goes to Arizona. You can still get your tickets to the Arizona Finals at the Mullet Arena at ASU. Check out the QR code on your screen right now to lock those in.
So they're doing the swap now. They're going to bring the Senna towards mid lane, and it's on the cannon wave, so he shouldn't miss anything here. Masu gets there, gets the wave. They've got the Rise already split pushing on bottom side, so the game plan for FlyQuest is already in effect with their new lane assignment to have both split pushers in a really good spot. And since Senna is so accelerated, this is even safer than kind of the time would suggest.
And the upgraded Trinity Force for Griffin as well. More expensive item right there, being able to get to that moment. Quads also got bullied quite a bit.
That was
he just bodied him so hard. What? That was... He literally took 0 damage and just...
He just emoted on him. You know?
He's got the upgraded boots and a bunch of mana. Why wouldn't he be able to do that?
Quid just got hit by everything.
Come on, Jack. Where's your whimsy? Where's your sense of joy? That was cool.
My goodness, look at Quad go. I mean, Quid and Core JJ said Quad was like an 8 out of 10 on everything last week on Pros.
Okay. He let
looking pretty effective so far.
Yep. Hey, he did the cool thing earlier.
His range, though, was average.
That's a medium G right there. Medium G range. Okay, well, so far, FlyQuest 2,500 gold lead across the board. 10 seconds through this next dragon, as we already see them walk up to set up their vision.
And they tried to pull off the swap here, so Silas down to bot side to cast, part of that wave, but a lot still died into the tower, and some died on the top side of the tower too. I mean, he has 2 quick charges. Second smite is going to come back up very quickly here.
Simple game for FlyQuest. They want to play around every Drake. They're starting it early right here.
Giovanna
knows he has no smite. He's got to go.
Dragon's Ascent is available. It looks like it's going to come down to a 50-50. Who's able to get it? It's Griffin! FlyQuest with the objective secure. Curtain Call might turn the play, though, as FlyQuest just lost their jungler and have not got a kill yet. Cryogen flashing over the wall. Quad rooted up. Taken down. Actually, Quad going forward there is Quid that went down. Double kill goes in there to the Shyvana. Team Liquid re-engaging back in, but Gakko's with a Gnar ultimate into the wall.
What?
Big carry on the Morgan right there. Core JJ's gonna fall as well. Gakko's with a double kill. and FlyQuest top laner shows up huge in the team fight for the triple.
All right, who's the bigger G now? Because Griffin died instantly and Gakkos goes insane.
Look at this. Griffin used his smite early, so Team Liquid says he doesn't have for 15 seconds. Let's burst it down really fast. The smite comes up. The moment it's in smite range, Griffin is able to get the steal. After that, though, he gets one shot as it's that giant Shyvana Silas that flies in. But this fight, Kobe, ended up being insane. Senna arrives late, and Masu gets to free hit, and Gakkos, he starts with no rage right there and ends up carrying the fight.
Yeah, honestly, with Morgan chasing the Nautilus flashing over the wall after that kill, the Silas with Shyvana didn't get a lot done after the beginning of it, and Masu's able to snare him up there and finish him off, so Gakkos kind of ran free.
And then the Rise ult at the very end to fly in behind. I mean, that looked like a Team Liquid 1 fight until it wasn't, right? It's just this, I think your point of Morgan chasing over the wall was just the wrong decision. It spread the damage too much and allowed Quad to kind of free hit from the middle of everyone in Team Liquid.
And now the 1,000 gold lead Senna is 2,000 gold lead Senna.
Yep.
And he's level 11 now as well. The extra levels advantage too, very meaningful. Like, they weren't touching Masu before. I don't think you're going to get many chances in this game. It's going to be hard.
Oh my God.
Even with a Vi and Ahri and Rel, like, if Masu, especially if he has summoner spells, I feel like he's going to be able to run over them. And
Masu is the main character right now as he almost is able to just push back LYON.
I thought maybe he'd try ulting right there to kill him with Deathfire Touch and get Barrier or something, because Barrier's already down. It wouldn't have been enough damage, though. But massive mid control from the Senna.
And he could just continue to abuse range and abuse trades and get health leads. And now we go.
Jose's actually pretty deep in enemy territory right now, but he's got the entire team behind him, and Cryogen does not. Now Dragon's Ascent comes in from Griffin to re-engage. They lose their support, but another Nora ultimate from Gakkos onto 3. Morgan trying to get onto Masu, but the backup is there. Griffin gets the kill. Gakkos gets a double.
I mean, that was big G's.
That was big
Shyvana
Gs.
into Gnar ultimate was insane, but now a 6-kill Gnar. Also stacking MR for the side lanes into either the Silas or the Ahri, and then the LYON, who's on garage sale items, and
Griffin's
probably going to get dove here.
Yeah, Griffin straight onto LYON, has flash available, no barrier, flashes fourth shot, but in comes Quad, gets the kill onto LYON. Masu's still alive as Quid fancied himself an assassination attempt. Masu taking the Herald to safety, Quid flashes the wall. Quad will pop the ultimate, and now it's only a couple minions going through. Quid gets out to safety, but FlyQuest get the turret and get out.
And they really just accelerated this game. Look at the goal difference. It's 8,000 by 17 minutes. They just took everything. They went straight from that fight bottom lane into breaking mid and getting yet another kill.
Yeah. That's a big G. Gakkos with 6 kills on Gnar side lane.
Oh
He's
God.
got Merc Rights and Wits End. Okay.
Yep.
No, either solo laner,
Well,
whichever
nasty.
TL solo laner tries to fight that Gnar, is
Good luck.
Gonna have a very troublesome time.
And typically, I mean, this is the downside of double AP solo laners, but actually we'll get back to that. Let's take a look at the replay here.
Yeah, Cryogen goes in early, but it pulls everyone in Team Liquid in, and a Shyvana into Gnar combination with the triple stun into the wall before Masu just arrives to help out a little bit. He ulted beforehand, and it is Gakkos who cleans up once again.
Yeah, Cryogen with his dying breath.
Look on 5. Don't flash. Kill 5.
I'm coming.
Slowly.
I don't have
Slow.
TP, remember, but it's fine.
Slow. Yeah, I'm out. You can look that soon.
It's
Look trying. I'm going. I think we can win.
It looks good.
Kill one at a time. Kill the Silas after.
Yeah, Silas is dead.
You can't kill him now. Can we kill? Has ulti. Has ulti. Bye, Silas ulti.
Yeah, they know from the very beginning. They're like, yeah, our Nautilus is going to die for this.
Yep.
It's totally fine. It looks good. We kill the Vi. We're definitely going to be able to get the rest of them. And with his dying breath, Cryogen gets off his Nautilus ult, into the Shyvana ult, into the Gnar ult.
What I love the most about that is Quad, who wasn't even there before the play happened, says it's good for sure. Right? Just gives extra confidence to all the kids trying to fly in into making
Send
that
it.
play.
Make it happen right now. They had the Wombo combo, and they pulled it off this time around. And now, again, 8,000 gold lead at 19 minutes, but so much of that just being isolated on these key carries. Masu still 3,000 ahead himself. He wasn't even really present for a lot of that fight.
Get your ultimate down there at the beginning to make sure, even if they kill people before you get there,
You got the assist.
You're going to be the assist. Very nice. And now, I mean, it's pretty easy when you have the 8,000 gold lead to just keep on stacking the dragons. Since they got the first 2, you're going to get a pretty quick soul for FlyQuest. And as we mentioned, Gnar is the god of the side lanes now. He's got Merc Treads and the Wit's End, so either solo laner is going to have a lot of pain if they try and fight the Gnar. And as well, Quid's not even no slouch himself. Since he's mid lane, he has upgraded Merc Treads.
Yep.
And that shield plus the Seraph shields means you are insanely tanky as the Rise as well. So
both
either side lane, and the team fight all look good, Kangas. Then what's your play?
I mean, I hate that you just asked me that because I was about to ask Jat that. I was like, at this point, if you're Team Liquid, like, what really? Okay,
that's a big G.
That's a big G right there.
Backside G in this
on
game.
The screen.
That is a big echo. 6 kills, Gnar.
Jump scare.
Oh my god.
I love it.
He can get bigger, by the way. Like, you know, he's still got room to grow.
Yeah, he's a growing boy, you know.
You know, canonical for Gnar. Gnar also gets bigger in game.
Straight on to Baron. Griffin not messing around with the pace of this game. Gnar on bot lane.
3 on bot lane.
Buying a lot of time. That's a big bounty on the line if they decide to go for this dive.
All right, quick, get your bets in. If they had been able to get 3 people on your minimap you see going for Gnar, would they even win that versus?
They're going to try. They're going for 4.
Okay, they make it 4 for safety.
TPing Quid down there. This is a full commit from Team Liquid, and Gakkos is just going to walk away.
Couldn't get him.
Just straight up walks away from the turret. It will be a Baron for Dragon trade. If Team Liquid can actually get this one, it looks like they will with the amount of crystals on it.
Sometimes the biggest play a G can make is to walk away, Kobe.
Exactly.
Yeah, some fights aren't worth taking.
Yeah,
too much
that's
to
the
lose.
mark of a true big G.
Yeah,
is they know that they don't have to be the carry in that moment.
All right, now all that's left is for them to end the game. Both teams, honestly, with some pretty good showings this series. Is a really fun one, Kangas. You know, game number 1, 2 TL. Game number 2 here is so close to end FlyQuest hands. Yes, it's fairly early, but on 3 minutes, the Mountain Soul is coming up, and they have a very, very high likelihood of taking that one. So the momentum kind of going back in their favor now.
We do have to call out, though, they are the youngest team in all of Tier 1, and they have massive bounties in this season where kill bounties have never been higher, objective bounties have never been higher, the ability for the game to slingshot back. So they're playing with so much confidence. If they overdive here, would be the window to throw, but we'll see how their experience has grown them throughout the year, because quite disciplined right now, grouping up with the 4 people on bottom lane. The solo laner is Griffin, who can just ult out if they try and engage on him, and they're stacking up this gold lead.
Like that point that you bring up, it's never been, you know, a more fast game to start playing in your pro career. We heard Griffin in his pre-match interview talking about the experience of the team. We saw it earlier. Now they're sieging onto this bottom inhibitor turret, and they're showing that patience. They're not walking too far forward. They're walking back. Gakkos is about to lose his Mega Gnar, so FlyQuest don't want to give the window to Team Liquid to engage.
I mean, we have a teleport, actually. Long TP flank. So this is a Hail Mary.
Whoa.
This is a desperate play, but you are desperate. You have to recognize when you're desperate sometimes. So you gotta go for it.
And he should be spotted unless he's walking all the way by the wall. Now the dredge line lands from Cryogen onto Core JJ. Who cares about the flank? If you engage first, they already got one. Gakkos goes godlike. About to hit Mega again. Dragon's Ascent from Griffin goes in. Jose's going down as FlyQuest get 2 kills.
Morgan's getting teleported on now.
And Morgan's now getting teleported on by Gakkos. The capital G has arrived. Morgan locked down in a 1v2. Steals away the Gnar ultimate. Tries to get the escape off. Gakkos not going to land the wall up there. Morgan to safety, flashes the wall. Cryogen flashes forward. Dredge line follow-up, just stopping the back as FlyQuest break the base.
Yeah, he's still chasing, potentially.
Yeah, Morgan's coming back to the base, and he's wrapping around for flank number 2.
Ooh, the W landed there, and they got him! Just popping Quid like a balloon. FlyQuest. This 80 carry is pumping damage.
I mean, Kobe, you called it a Hail Mary. They very rarely get completed. That was definitely a bit of an interception by FlyQuest, growing that gold lead to 12,500 by 23 minutes. Nobody on FlyQuest dies. They open up the entire mid lane, and they can just reset for this Drake Soul that is going to be up in 40 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, even in your like miracle dream plays, you have to have the engage at the same time because he teleports so deep. I guess Core just like saw the angle or something, or he was. We'll have to look at the beginning of that fight, but for some reason he felt forced to go now before the Silas was even there.
I mean, maybe the argument is, you know, you distract them with your health bar to buy space for Morgan to come in. Obviously, that was not the outcome we saw. It's total gold here.
Oh my.
Almost entirely. I mean, I've won so as a support. I would be very concerned. I'd be very concerned if Daejeon was also above all members of Team Liquid.
Masu doing work here on the Senna, but really anyone who deals damage
Griffin
on this team.
Those aren't big G
So
numbers.
what about, there's so much talk about big G's, but what about big M? Masu.
Ooh, I like that.
I mean, he had such an amazing week last week.
He's also got the gold chain already. He wears that every week. You know?
True.
Dragon's not going to be contested by Team Liquid, as Jose actually is here, maybe looking for the Smite steal, but now he's just hunted. Yeah, we saw the jungler, and we're going to try and kill that jungler. Dredgeline flash by Jose, and now Morgan's got to try and get out of there. Will get out safely, but Dragon Soul secured by FlyQuest.
You remember Moscow 5, see hero, kill hero?
Yeah.
Anybody shows up on
it.
your screen when you're 11,000 gold ahead, you
Get him.
chase them down.
Quad walking the dogs right now here. 208 on the rise, plus the solo lane, top lane, plus the 80 carry. Charm lands on a quad, he goes into the stasis. FlyQuest diving underneath the turrets. Team Liquid are mounting their final defense, but they're losing it for now. Big engage from Core JJ, but the damage just is not there to follow. FlyQuest with a double kill to quad and only one member standing tall on Team Liquid will look to even up this series 1-1. G to the big G's. They're diving into the fountain, and they got the ace. FlyQuest tie the series.
Okay, the style points in the FlyQuest win are through the roof, though. So, analysts, do you feel like they've taken the momentum? Because they are feeling themselves.
In that case, the average sized G. He drew the 4-5 bans of both Nasus and Shen.
Yep.
Only to then play Shyvana and still have a good game. And then immediately Team Liquid is banning Nasus just because they don't even want to think about things that could set up for it later in the draft.
Yeah, and sometimes people will tunnel vision on strange picks that they don't know how to deal with, when guess what? The Senna blasted you straight up.
Yeah.
And it technically was after the Raptor invade that was started by the Shyvana, though. So.
True. First domino. What's the first domino? There we go.
But truly, you know, Masu and Skakos were both, you know, massive in that last game. Masu and Cryogen's bottom lane, so much pressure early on, and constantly. I feel like that is the case this split, especially. And guess what? We've been talking about Lucian Melio for a long time. That's still up. The Ashe Seraphine, T-Will are like terrified to pick it because, you know, the Lucian Melio and the Caitlyn Bard are both still available, and we get whittled down a little bit more on these bottom lane matchups.
Yeah, but I will say with the buffs to the tank support items and the nerfs to Dreammaker and another week to practice, it does seem like these teams are moving more towards engage supports, which can make for some bloodier early games. Now, as we get later into Fearless, though, is where the combos will start to arrive. Also got to shout out the Lee Sin ban. The FlyQuest is just perma-ing against Jose. He's been dominating on it. FlyQuest is not giving him the chance.
Yep.
That's another Twitch poll we can run later. Will Jose play Lee Sin for the rest of the split?
100% no.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe they have the correct answer. Maybe they pick it away from him instead of banning it every game. But so far, it has just been perma banned in the first 3 rotation. And it's going to be Ornn as the final ban for FlyQuest. Let's see what Team Liquid want to lock in first.
Yeah, they're keeping this one perma, basically. And TL have done a lot of team comps where they have Morgan just fill tank as top side. The Sion was already played. The Ornn is permaban. The Gragas is still there. So, you know, they could still go for that route. But
Yeah.
I feel like they play into their own style.
Every draft needs to be dynamic, especially in Fearless, so it's not as simple as just throwing someone on a tank. But I feel like Team Liquid has definitely looked the best when Morgan is playing weak side tank, because his laning is good enough that it lets him take even lanes, and then he's just filled for the team fights. This first pick of Kali is kind of crazy, though. Quid loves playing it, and they're just slamming it right away.
They did look good when they had Quid Akali last time. That wasn't to AP Zins out mid, so
It was?
and it was against Shopify, and so they
Couple
did.
of conditionals that are not true in this game.
Exactly. Both those things are not
You're saying you weren't convinced by those?
appropriate right now, but it's still true how much respect Quid gets on this champion, and Akali definitely, you know, very viable in a lot of situations as far as the things that have already been taken out with Fearless anyway. So let's see what FlyQuest can cook in response. A Rumble comp does feel pretty nice. So
Cooking quite literally. Gonna look to roast him down to the top lane. It's Karma. They were hovering a lot of different junglers, but opting to give Griffin a later pick here as they'll go for their support first.
Our enchanters are coming back here.
No Ezreal to combo it with, so it won't be as perfect. And honestly, you could go Ash Seraphine into this. A little bit strange with the Akali, though, and I'd like to see CoreJJ continue to keep engage pressure. I think this Rumble is actually a flex pick, though, because the Rumble into the Akali could actually keep him in control in mid lane if they are willing to be that flexible.
Caitlyn Bard.
There we go.
There we go. Slam it in. Into the Karma here. All right, let's see if TL... This is a comp that can put a lot of pressure on side lanes if the early game goes well. Theoretically, your Caitlyn Bard, you can get your turret plate money early and start pushing. And then when your side lanes are opened up, Akali on a side lane and Bard's threatening, it's like whoever else they pick is going to have a hard time keeping their summoner spells. And the threat of the assassins in the open.
Also, just want to shout out, I think that both games, we've seen Teemo hovered. Somebody in the front row just shouted, "Do it!" So shout out the crowd, making some noise out there. It's Sivir, not Teemo.
The zoom
are you disappointed in that, Jack?
A little.
Yeah.
Yeah, but did you ever think they were locking that in? Probably like 0% chance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you never know with Griffin.
Yeah, Jungle Teemo is
they got both.
Big.
Couple times.
Bad.
Broxa likes it.
Yeah, liked it.
But it's going to be the zoom comp, as one of you said. Sivir plus Karma, heavy move speed, heavy wave clear, ability to prolong games, but I don't really see it as something that's going to step up in the 2v2 to the Caitlyn Bard in terms of like answering power.
You're just trying to match wave clear as much as possible. And then also, if the fight does or does not look good, you just kind of get to pick it, especially against the Akali. So we'll see how FlyQuest is able to scale with these 2 picks.
Yeah, Spell Shield is really nice, though, as far as some of the problems we were talking about them facing previously. So that's going to be very nice. And then, as you say, Sivir always focusing on those waves. But we get some more top lane protection bans because TL did decide to, lock their Caitlyn Bard. So take out the Yorick once again.
Yeah, 2 games in a row now, but it's going to be more jungle pinching here with the Shen ban. Wouldn't be surprised, as Anasis was already taken off the table, if we just see another jungle-focused ban here from Team Liquid. But first we have FlyQuest, and it's going to be Pantheon.
Yeah, I mean, Xin is just still exists here, right?
Yeah.
It's true. The most meta jungle. It also pairs really well with Karma and could be sped up by Sivir, but it's not something Griffin has had great games on, so I feel like Team Liquid's kind of daring him to play it.
Yeah, and I think they were also super worried about how much global pressure an open map is going to put on them already. With Bard and Akali on Team Liquid side, if they added a Pantheon there, mid-game when the map is open and sidelines will get super scary. So, okay, the Annie for the initiation here. And Griffin gets the final 5th pick. Super secret counter pick jungle.
He did the Shyvana last game. What does he have left in the canister? Shen ban, Nasus ban.
It's going to the cats and dogs here with the Nefiri and the Rengar hover. I think maybe this is Team Liquid kind of taunting them like, yeah, we were kind of guessing what you might pull out. Nefiri is one of those pocket picks that Griffin likes to pull up. Would be very surprised if we see a Rengar locked in, as it is a switch to the Cassante. There we go. So top lane. Hey, you're getting what you wanted, Jack. It's a tank top lane for more attack. Yeah, it saves some time. Yeah. In 2026, you got to find ways to abbreviate.
We're trying to fit enough engage in at the end of this one.
This is a good steal away because the Annie Wukong combo. Oh, maybe they're not actually going to do it.
But you are exposing yourself a little bit with the Wukong jungle if Griffin. I guess the Maokai.
I think it's a good.
Yeah, Maokai would be bad here because they have double AP soul lane, so Griffin has to pick AD.
I think it's a good steal away here because the Wukong would kind of be a perfect piece there to play with Annie, with Rumble. It's AD threat and knock-up instead of a stun, so Merc tread value isn't through the roof. So I think that is a good little flex there from TL to both steal it away and still useful for themselves.
I don't know if I'm feeling something like a Xin Zhao. I like it with Karma, but like you're getting so much
Rumble,
melee.
Jungle, Vayne top,
that's
guys.
Gonna go in, and you called it.
I called a mid flex, not a jungle flex for Griffin.
Vayne
Rumble
top,
in the jungle. Will he use the Rumble in the jungle skin? Because that one is a classic. And Rumble Jungle used to actually be really, really good. They did nerf the level 1 a little bit, but still powerful. So let's see. And it's pretty good into Wukong because Wukong's passive stacks armor. So we'll still be able to roast them.
This one got me.
Yeah.
This flex got me.
Yeah, and it gives them Gakkos the final, pick here. Like the flexibility of Gakkos and Griffin, I feel like Griffin enables so many of these Gakkos carry champions because Griffin is willing to play anything in the jungle, literally anything. Carries, tanks,
And
Rumble.
And that's part of why this team is so exciting, Kobe. From the skill expression to the personalities on the squad to the crazy drafts, there's so many reasons to get excited about a squad like FlyQuest, and they keep surprising us as they're making a deep run in playoffs.
Yeah, Team Liquid are like, you know what? Wukong would have been good for you. We're going to steal that away. And then we weren't even playing that Rumble top
Oh,
lane.
you like that armor stacking on your Wukong? We're going to play Rumble jungle.
We didn't even think about that at all. It's FlyQuest versus Team Liquid tied in the series 1-1. A unique jungle pick for Griffin yet again, despite Team Liquid's best efforts here. Winner goes on to Arizona. Loser split is done. Tied series so far. Let's see who takes the lead here. We're getting ready for Game 3. FlyQuest versus Team Liquid. Onto the Rift.
Looks like the first Rumble jungle in Tier 1 of Spring. Trying to check all of... Okay, it's happened once before here this year in Tier 1. And it did win.
Okay. 100% success rate. There we go. That gives me a lot of faith.
LEC versus played it into Jace. My goodness. This is some cooking right here. This is some draft cooking.
Okay, speaking of, this is what Kobe cooked up here. You think that Gakkos currently is ahead in the Big G race?
I mean,
right?
literally, look at the numbers. We said it was going to be based on kills. It's fair.
Yeah,
Scoreboard. We
scoreboard.
said it would be based on kills. Last game, Gakkos made a pretty good run for himself, but the series, Kangas, is not over. There's plenty of time for Griffin to grow.
I do kind of want to size them both up, though, just because the Vayne Rumble flexibility at the end, like even just that alone.
So
Has some
champions
Big G
select
energy.
Big G power here.
Yeah.
Griffin maybe gets a little bump because he enabled the pick here for Gakkos.
Sure. But pulling out Vayne, still a pretty big G move.
Question,
right
does the comp work? I mean, I know they did all this flexibility.
Yeah, we got excited
Their
about
only
it.
engage is like the Annie.
Yes, it
Okay.
works because FlyQuest, they always just overload so much damage.
True.
Well, let's hear from the coaches if they think it'll work, because we got Raz stated by with Spawn.
Question is going to be on the learnings on the last two games, just because you guys had a really stomping good game one. Game two is not going your way. Just thoughts and learnings going into the next one.
I mean, yeah, exactly what we thought was going to happen. We actually had a really good play in that second game where we trapped them at our Raptors and we should have gone in. Jose went backwards, bit of a miscommunication there. If that doesn't happen, maybe a different game, but we know they're insanely good team fighters. If they get ahead, they're going to roll us. If we get ahead, we're going to team fight them as well, and it's going to look very similar. So we just have to keep playing. Ooh, Morgie!
That was crazy. Because I was just about to ask about the draft here. I mean, I was really shocked by the flex of the Rumble going into the jungle and then Vayne being picked up for top lane. Your thoughts on the draft, especially seeing how that lane just played out?
I mean, Gakkos needs to play really well. Like, the reality of the situation is we have Caitlyn, who's like pretty good into Vayne normally because one headshot puts her at half health. And then we have Akali, who's obviously going to be hunting him inside lane all game. So he needs to play really, really well. He's a good player. We respect Gakkos actually a lot, as you can see from the bans that are going towards him. So, you know, we just got to play well, and he's got to play well too.
This looks like a little bit of a tough game for Quid. You guys wanted to prioritize. I mean, he's really good. Akali. Looks like a fight's going to happen here. So I'm going to actually send this one straight back to the casters so they can actually carry on with the action.
Thank you, Raz, for that quick interview there, but unfortunately no action actually happening, but you can never be too careful when it comes down to these two junglers.
Do we now have to use the Raz terminology? You said,
Morgie.
oh, Morgie.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. All right, next time he gets a kill.
I mean, Big G getting the double crab likely. He met the Wukong at bot crab while he had mid cryo and Crouch in with first move. So they're just using their 3 lanes of cryo to secure the double camp lead for Griffin.
Yeah, nicely done here. Rumble, get at the jungle clear speed here, and also with the team backing him up on that bottom side. Gets an advantage early on, and Jose about 2 camps behind as he's taking away those Krugs top side. We also saw that Morgie almost got the play onto Gakkos in the top lane 1v1, but not
You
quite.
got to have a little more oomph. We got to go up.
Morgie. Yeah, it ends on like a high note.
If you say it slow, then it's, yeah.
Yeah.
I also like that Griffin on his visit to topside when he's just doing the crab, he used his trinket ward. And trinket ward cooldowns for Vayne lanes are really important because you want to use your trinket wards for the Vayne for your greedy bushes in the side lane. So this bush ward right here, Gakkos was able to place that trinket ward right after Griffin made his visit over there and used his. So you're still secure, but then you can also punish the Cassante with the brush advantage in lane. So I do like that as well. The big Gs, they're very synergistic. Playing to each other.
Synergistic Gs. Right there. It's like cursive. You know, one goes into
Raptor
the next.
invade.
Yeah, classic Raptor invade. Core JJ's here early as Griffin will walk forward. Ooh, Cosmic Binding
Level
not
5,
landing
though.
as Griffin actually sidesteps back. Cryogen's here. The Magical Journey's already been used as the tether is there, but LYON joining up. Cryogen could be in some trouble. Sidesteps the trap as Masu joins up as well. The smite goes down. It's, I believe, Jose that picks that one up. And Team Liquid get out. Okay, there we go.
Got the Raptors, but a lot of cooldowns burned. Heal from both supports, Ghost from LYON. Will help save Jose's game a little bit, though, so I'd say mission accomplished by Team Liquid making that play happen.
Man, I love the Raptor fights. We're always guaranteed some extra little bit of action here through the 4 to 5 minutes.
But the difference, Kobe, no 80 carries were harmed in the making of that Raptor. They were able to get out safely.
The camera cuts away after the Raptor fighting is done, but we have to watch them return to the lane.
Exactly.
You're right.
Yeah, you can never get too comfortable
Sometimes
here.
it's dangerous returning to the lanes after the Raptor skirmish.
Oh, nice little Tibbers drop there from Quad, just chunking Quid out from the lane.
Yeah, I noticed too how immediately after he drops it, he walks back into lane to range it so it'll snap back to him and he doesn't lose too much health to the tower there. So drops it on him for the trade, snaps it back, then you still get the push.
Yeah, Tibbers looking just fine right there. Hiding in the brush, just being a ward right now as Quad will keep pushing this wave in. But he's going to answer as much of it as he can. Cryogen gets chunked out by LYON right there in the 1v1, but still it's Masu with a slight CS advantage in this laning phase here. And as Sivir goes late into the game, just gets stronger and stronger with more itemization. So the fact that Masu's already ahead in the CS department, pretty good news for FlyQuest bot side.
Quad looking pretty good on the Annie so far, getting Prio. Every time I see FlyQuest Annie, though, I always just remember the history. Going all the way back to 2024, the Jensen Annie incident.
Well, I'm looking right now on this top side. Equalizer goes down. Morgan has the flash available. Flashes away from the Harpoon. No slow landing. Morgan gets out of there.
Interesting. So they do think it's worth the investment of Rumble Ult. I mean, it's pretty low cooldown, even rank 1, but they think it's worth the investment just to get the flash off of the Cassante. So now we really got to keep watching top lane for the next 4 to 5 minutes and see if they are able to make that worth it and really punish, or if Gakkos is just saying, hey, if this guy doesn't have flash, then I can really bully him instead. So maybe the taking away that extra kill possibility or threat from Morgan now not having flash is really worth it from them, because now no Rumble Ultimate for the other play on the other side of the map.
For the Raptor fight.
Second Raptor invade, no equalizer for Griffin. Control ward goes down. Griffin knows that it's being taken currently. Walks into the brush, will try and just get the Flame Spitter damage out, and tries to smite it away. Gets it that time.
Wait, Jose was hitting him the whole time too. He's lower health and didn't get the Raptor, and Griffin was just burning them down. That's outplayed right there.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Just stand still and burn him down and hit the smite.
That's crazy, man. What? I mean, there was no fight happening just because Quid hadn't moved over. The supports weren't there that time, so it ended up just being the objector steal. And the scrap shield really doing work for Griffin there, with Jose not willing to commit the ultimate since it wouldn't have led to a kill. On the point of the top lane Vayne, I do feel like Morgan has so much armor already. He's at 111 armor with the plated steel caps. So Gakkos really needs just more levels. He's got 1 level in Silver Bolts right now. He doesn't have even his first major completed item. So
he also needs
it might
the
be an
1v1
investment in the future.
Team Liquid actually role swap, or lane swap rather, LYON and Core JJ up to the top side here. So Gakkos not going to have that easy 1v1 currently, but I like that point there, chat, because Gakkos is also trying to shove this wave in. If it's frozen on him in this matchup, like really tough for Gakkos to actually get up and do anything now.
Absolutely. You can see they're sending Cryogen up on the Karma, but a little bit out of sorts on these lanes.
Yeah.
No TP on the Vayne is also the type of champ you would want to create lane swap opportunities on. And they're just going to try and make the most of this, knowing Morgan has no TP either, and maybe start a 4-4 Grubs.
And just smite one away. They don't have to commit to the entire objective. And it looks like they'll do just that. Griffin backs off towards the blue buff.
Yeah, let's see if they're done or if they want to like poke around too. Griffin seems like he's just going to farm up his blue and let him have Crab at the very least. So TL will get back to their push on top side. Caitlyn push in again and try and keep that pressure there. So should be the other 2 grubs for them. Annie does have ult if they wanted to actually collapse, though.
Tricky, though. There's no completed item on Griffin or Masu yet. I'd say the comp for FlyQuest just doesn't actually do anything yet, which would be another reason that Griffin would just throw his ultimate top lane. I think FlyQuest, if there was to be a dragon fight, like you don't want to do an early dragon fight against Wukong Akali. You're probably just asking to die there. So I think FlyQuest is waiting on their item thresholds a bit.
But to the point you were making earlier, Chat, now Gakkos is in a 2v2, so more XP kind of denied from him because he's sharing that with Cryogen currently. So the lane assignments putting the Vayne slightly behind now as Morgan's been able to CS just fine against Masu in the 1v1.
Yeah. And I guess on the flip side, Masu can like annihilate waves and kind of free farm and get solo experience for the Sivir on the other side. So
silver lining.
One AD carry takes and just gives it to the other AD carry. Griffin. So there still is no flash on Morgan, so maybe they actually do pay it off.
They'll try.
He's going to walk forward, drops down the equalizer. Morgan just jumps away. The Electro Harpoon will land this time. Slows galore from Griffin as a flash forward from Masu. They want to commit for the play, but they just don't have the damage yet. And Morgan gets out to safety.
Got the flash this time. He has no MR, but just overwhelming amount of armor. So the Sivir's not touching him. He's at 146 armor already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they used Rumble Ultimate and Masu's flash.
They did.
And
they didn't get a flashback.
And Morgan's chilling, so
that's Drake.
I think I would say that's negative value.
I am feeling less excited about the Rumble Jungle at this point.
Well, I mean, I think that was just. I mean, that's just. I would go for that play. So I don't know if I would blame the champion. I wouldn't blame the champion.
All right.
For the little play, but now after that, his Landry's is done. So Kasu the dragon there. Morgan kind of shrugged it off and then just teleported back to the other side. As you said, he's got a lot of armor stacked up. So
that was like 5-6 autos, and he's barely lost his shield.
Yeah, and so now he's been able to wait out the the vulnerable no flash Cassante timer, and so looks pretty dang good for him. So far, the Rumble Ultimate's being invested on him. He's going to try a 3rd time now.
Flash is available on Morgan this time around, but because of the Leandries, Griffin might have the damage this time.
I guess he has no other camps to farm, so he's just
all that's available. Morgan could look for the angle, misses the 3rd and topo strike, now gets the angle on the wall, pulls in Griffin, and then just jumps away. Morgan's out of there.
Yeah, doesn't even have to use the flash this time, and it can just push him next to the wall, so... I mean, 0 for 3. These double G ganks.
I guess, but like he's just shooting it from half court, and Team Liquid's not doing anything themselves.
True.
So like, are these ganks?
I mean, they got a dragon after the last one.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And they got Masu's flash, so we'll see if Masu gets punished.
The pace feels really slow for like an Akali, Wukong. Like Caitlyn Bard also not accomplishing a huge amount. Because I'm wondering, like, where the scaling even is favored here, Kobe.
Well, what about this? When Wukong gets Trinity Force, you usually see the Wukong go make a play. So he's got Flash and Trinity Force. If he doesn't do something for a while and still, then I'll give it to you for sure. Like, but I'm like, he's got Trinity Force now. I feel like he should go bonk somebody.
Yeah, because every time Griffin's gone for these plays, it's like nothing is happening on the map. They don't need to defend. He doesn't need to be anywhere to defend. Usually his camps are all on cooldown. So it's fine currently that they're not working, because I can't imagine the Rumble having good gank pressure on an Akali or Caitlyn Bard lane.
Yeah. I totally with you, except for the little dragon.
The little dragon does matter.
But the question about the overall scaling does interest me, because typically when I think of a Sivir and a Vayne, I'm like, oh yeah, that's going to be a huge scaling advantage. But again, Morgan's going to be just a immovable object here in the late game. And that's kind of where I see Team Liquid being able to step up. And also, Akali, great. Typically, Assassins into double 80 carry compositions can find plays in the late game. Team Liquid looking for a play right now, invading into FlyQuest jungle, dropping some wards down around the red buff.
Yeah, Griffin trying to get a little bit of base jungle defense from Cryogen and Quad. They should. And we're just in a very lull state of the game right now, with neither team really all-inning. The actual overall engage on the side of FlyQuest we know is very low. And then it's kind of on Jose, Quid, Core JJ to go and make plays happen. And they're pretty content currently just farming up to their first items.
Yeah, I feel like when they decide, all right, it's time now, side lanes is definitely a good area for Akali, but Akali has potential to kill literally anyone on an opposing team. Like, they're all squishy. So Quid, especially if Jose meets up with him, This is kind of what we were looking at for Champ Select is later in the game, in the mid game, when the outer towers start to go down, side lanes get a little long and dangerous.
Yeah.
TL have the possibilities of putting a lot of threat because Bard can try and like blow summoner spells off people, and Akali plus Wukong can definitely then kill some of the squishies. But
and Vayne in the 1v1 pretty strong, but when other people show up, gets a little dicier. And I gotta ask, is this where we'd expect?
They're really scared bot. They should be, yeah.
Team Liquid strategizing a little bit from their bottom lane, but the question I was about to pose was, is this where we expect a Vayne lane to be at this point into the melee tank matchup? Because it's pretty much dead even here. Morgan's done a fantastic job.
Number 4.
Yeah, he is the target right now, though. Hasn't even been a fair fight as Equalizer will go down. Teleport in as well. FlyQuest are full sending at the Morgan side of the turret here. As they're just going to keep roasting him down. All out. Flash, they got him that time. First blood to FlyQuest.
Party in the streets. They're going to lose turret to Akali and maybe even turret mid. They'll get turret top themselves, but overall for gold, this is definitely advantage for Team Liquid.
Yeah, FlyQuest hard committing onto that. As now Quad's looking for the engaging mid lane. Flash Timbers! They got LYON as Team Liquid trying to get their jungler out of there. Temper Fade onto 2 will deny FlyQuest forward advance, but they still got one.
Nice one, Quad there. Finds them right after the E from Caitlyn. Good lockup.
I think that was a triple bear. Nearly one-shot the 3 of them. LYON goes down. The gold is still dead even right now, but look, that top turret just sitting on 1 plate. Rift Herald completed by Griffin. I don't know if they used all their fighting tools for this next Drake, but so after the fight top, Proto Belt, Flash, boom. Bam. Triple stun from the Tibbers, ends full combo with Masu Q, Flash, auto reset onto LYON for the kill.
Yeah, they were trying to chase another one too. Jose was able to flash out of range for the tether. The Cryogen had tried to early flash to keep it, but was still able to break it there for Jose, and then the defensive Bard ultimate. But Spawn not happy that they were staying longer because they did know the position of all the FlyQuest members moving, and they're moving again.
Another play onto Morgan. This guy just cannot find a 1v1. It's a party in the top lane. Morgan goes down again.
They are beginning to kill him. They're just worn down his armor. That's not really how it works, but that's kind of how it feels in this game. Breaking top lane pretty easily here, getting more gold onto Gakkos because they're really trying to open this game up through the side lanes. I think that's critical for their win conditions here. They're not just 5-man grouping in front of objectives, but Team Liquid trying their best to counter with Drake stacking on the other side.
Yeah. Team Liquid do get that mid turret eventually, so they're still up in turret trade overall as the Herald will get some more plates in the top side team.
And remember, Quid did get the bottom outer tower during that too. So there were 2 lanes pushing for TL during that time. The mid lane, it was a collapse there from Quad. He got the nice bear kill. But bottom lane, they did get the outer tower for TL. So that was more Akali money. And guess what? Akali was well past the Gunblade, extra blasting one here. So if you believe in Quid Akali, which a lot of people do, and for good reason, then now he really has a lot of money, and it's his time to shine for TL.
Ooh, backing on a ward. Tempered Fate lands onto Griffin. The trap goes in as well. The Cosmic Binding into the wall. Morgan does not have the whole team behind him, though, as FlyQuest are actually instead springing their own trap that Team Liquid laid. FlyQuest get to kill the Gakkos.
But do you also believe in the big Gs right there? As you saw, Griffin, the most gold of anyone in the game before that last fight. LYON just getting some turret gold.
Now mid lane here. Masu gets engaged on by Jose. Team Liquid looking for plays of their own, and that time they do find it.
All right, that's just a classic Eddie carry death, going mid-wave when you have no tower and no flash.
Ooh, Quid wants even more.
No support either.
The Gunblade used, slow onto Cryogen. Course here as well. Cryogen was just trying to get some wards down on the Karma, and back-to-back mistakes from FlyQuest means back-to-back deaths. Now they're looking for Quid. He's trying to style on Griffin, who's just running him down. Got so much damage, and Quad with the Timbers coming out. The burn not enough for Quid. Teleport in defensively. Morgan's gonna buy some space for Team Liquid to get out.
Nice collapse there by Team Liquid, killing Masu on mid while Cryogen was getting deep wards. We haven't been mentioning it much because it's much improved, but earlier in the split, Cryogen was dying a lot, getting deep vision. That's a case of him being disconnected from his team, and then very narrowly, Quid escapes there after picking up the kill.
Yeah, you even see the shield for his upgraded boots popping there at the end. So close. Leandri's ticking on him, but it's definitely getting spicy here. And now we get to see, well, Morgan's under attack again. He has a sweeper, though, and Jose...
Gecko senses it. He's got a Sixth Sense knows that Morgan's in there. Morgan will back off. Quad backing up Gakkos, though, just to help get this wave in, as even Griffin's coming up.
I mean, all FlyQuest is doing is just overloading onto Morgan's side over and over again. Since they don't have hard engage, they're just trying to dive with mass numbers on these side waves. They're probably breaking this turret at the very least.
Yeah, netting them a tier 2. Answered by Quid on the bottom side right now. Cryogen took a big chunk right there. Not sure exactly what, but Quid, let's see how much damage he can actually get on it as a teleport comes in from Quad to answer the Akali on the split push.
Yeah, TL are always pushing 2 lanes when FlyQuest are doing these plays where they send 4 or even 5 people for Morgan's side, who does not get the interrupt here, but mid lane got pushed and bottom lane got pushed during that time. So our gold is still basically even with just these advantages of the dragons for TL, and then it's about where is it allocated. Because FlyQuest are always going to Gakkos lane, he has really been able to extract the most from it.
Yeah.
And so now it's time for Big G Gakkos and Big G Griffin to pay the team back.
This will be a really interesting test of an old Core JJ theory. I talked to him about like where junglers gank and what they get, and he said if jungler ganks top lane, they get 300 gold. But if they gank bot lane, they win the game. So we'll see, because Griffin is getting a lot of 300 gold payouts by ganking top lane. And if your top laner is also an AD carry, and you're also playing
the formula changes.
Does the formula tweak? Are they cheating the system?
Yeah, I like that. What do you think, Kobe? What would you rather have as a jungler? 300 gold?
What if you put an AD carry in every lane? Then you can gank any lane as a jungler, and you're always...
I don't. I'm surprised as a jungler you would want that. I feel like that would be bad for you.
Well, we did have a meta that was close to that. Remember when everyone was playing AD carries mid as well?
Yeah.
Regardless, though, it is going to be about the punishment now that these towers are down. Bard should be able to get the summoner spell pressure onto, especially like Quad, and see what they can actually do roaming around here for Core JJ. That you're mentioning him play the map.
At a certain point, though, FlyQuest will have to contest to Drake. I mean, the Mountain Soul into an Annie is an exceptional soul. And looking at the items right now for Team Liquid, 2 items on Quid, 2 items on LYON, and 2 items on Jose. They're really strong at the 3rd Drake fight, so it's going to be tricky for FlyQuest to approach this as they're grouping 5 people in mid.
Yeah, mid lane is the name of the approach right now. They even have Quad, who just went for a reset, walking back in to group up. Wave almost gone, though, from the side of Team Liquid. So just 1 ranged minion there, and now they control the approach. They're dropping down the Caitlyn traps, and yeah, it's going to be really hard for FlyQuest to actually find an avenue in, but Quad's looking at Core JJ. Magical Journey gets away from the Tibbers engage.
Such a great self-McHale's there by Core as he takes the portal.
And now they have the traps as well. Tempered Fate lands onto Griffin. Still not burning down the dragon immediately, but instead they turn onto the jungler, take him out, get the objective, get everything for Team Liquid as now they re-engage. Jose onto the back line. Quad as well. Quid going crazy right now. The Akali gets onto Cryogen. Masu's down. Team Liquid find the ace and the objective.
And look at Quid popping off on cams with the first pick Akali. Trust him. Also, Core JJ theory paying off right here into the Drake fight, but there's just no tanks to get through the trap wall. Beautiful start by Core JJ, but watch Quid in this fight on Akali.
And also, like, Quad going for a solo pick on a Bard there, using ult and everything. Okay, here we go, though.
Yeah, Quid up top as they're all distracted. He just flies in on Quad and just buys time. No one can enter past the Akali, and then Quid still executes them anyway.
Yeah, and while Akali's in the Shroud, guess what? The Rumble is getting locked up from Bard ult into the stun right outside of the ultimate, and Team Liquid can just chase down, murder all these squishies.
And typically when I see...
Okay, nice fight.
Nice fight, guys.
Woo! Good fight, guys. Good fight. I really like the holding the you guys hit.
Big Q.
Woo, woo, yeah.
Battle of the QUD mid laners. Quid gets the lead in this game 3.
And typically when I see fights like that, I think that's kind of what Sivir wants. It's a lot of people grouped up, but like we had highlighted, Quid was alone. He's the one that kind of held the line there in the smoke screen, so Asi wasn't hitting anybody but a single target.
And also, talking about last week from Quid when he won Player of the Week, he changed his mentality. He wants to win by him, and I think we're seeing that in draft as they first pick the Akali.
Speaking of, here he goes in solo into the Shroud, perfect execution away. As he was tethered by Cryogen right there. Jose's looking for potential engage, but will back off. FlyQuest on the tail end of the play will get the mid turret, and Gakkos is putting a lot of work in this tier 2 bot side, so Team Liquid have a gold lead. They have the Baron buff, and they're pushing in, but FlyQuest are answering right now.
Just trying to overload as much as possible. They're losing team fights, so they're trying to maximize as much gold as possible and then hope for that one good fight that can slingshot them back in the game, as there's big bounties on 3 players on Team Liquid from those last few fights.
And Gacko still has the individual gold lead over Morgan, so trying to play to the Vayne side. It's actually Quid that goes to answer him, as Team Liquid will take the tier 2 turret topside, couple plates on the inhibitor turret, and back off.
LYON is a big Caitlyn. LYON is a very big Caitlyn. He's just been pushing. Turret play money. He's 3 items in Gacko's flank.
Remember that Hail Mary from game 2? It looks like FlyQuest going for their own similar play. Deep teleport flank from Gakkos right now, as FlyQuest don't have a clear engage. They're trying to lock down the top laner. They do. Morgan's out of there. Annie's stun is enough, as Tempered Fate will land onto 1. Quad continues the chase forward, re-getting up that Annie passive. Core used the self-Mikhail's. Jose's over the wall. So it's just a kill onto Morgan at the end of the day.
And they have to teleport back to the split push here. The Akali threatening on the bottom side. So they send Annie down there, but the tower's almost done down there. Quid's just going to finish that.
I feel like FlyQuest wanted a lot more for that play, as Quid feeling himself right now, but Gakkos is here to back up Quad, but Quid on a rampage. The Akali trying to get away from the Vayne now. Shuriken flip, flash from Gakkos, flash response from Quid. Means that he's out of there, as now Griffin and Jose in a bit of a 1v1, but Quid's still here, and the rest of Team Liquid comes in. LYON on a killing spree, Quid survives. Team Liquid get their mid laner out of there.
DL, they keep strong and just continue pushing on the lanes that they're pushing, and then as FlyQuest try and react and respawn, they get chased down. Quid coming out. This is why everyone trusts this Akali. Now he's got the Storm Surge as well.
We kept hearing never give Quid an angle to play Akali. I didn't know the angle was have it up for the first pick of the game, because apparently that's what Team Liquid has aligned on, and it's working.
Quid styling on FlyQuest right now. 4-0-2, Deathless and the carry of Team Liquid. They have Dragon Soul point in a minute's time. They're cracking the base right now. Another Tibbers lands on a Morgan, but he has the Bard portal to get out of there. Team Liquid will crack the base and back off.
I think the only thing that Team Liquid needs to prepare for the next game is just like really good snacks and like a massage for Morgan or something. Because he's just been getting bullied this entire game. Everything's getting sent at him. Well, everyone else on his team is just getting to feast.
All good.
Free farming, free pushing. They're winning the game, but I mean, he's individually had a pretty rough experience.
Yeah, I'm a Cassante, all good.
Okay, luckily for him, he's got like the cool popular kid in the mid lane helping him out. He's like, you know, you're getting bullied, but I'll back you up, you know? I'll help you out, kid. As Quid has been the one stepping up to the plate.
It's the top laner experience of being like, you guys all getting paid out there, right? Well, I got 4 people on me the whole game.
Yep.
Please tell me you guys are doing stuff.
Ooh.
There's the headshot that Spawn was talking about in the interview. LYON is at that stage with his Infinity Edge completed, and now FlyQuest, they're a little bit desperate here.
Dragon point. Tempered Fate flashed by Griffin. Quid was looking for a potential flank, spotted by a ward right now. But the Dragon Soul is available for Team Liquid if they can get this. The traps go down. Quid has the flank angle. Cryogen's trying to mark him right now, and Gakkos will just go straight forward. They're flashing onto the Akali. They got the tether. Quid goes unstoppable regardless. Quad's gonna fall. Quid survives. Gakkos picked off at the end, and Team Liquid keep their mid laner alive. That is another ace for Team Liquid and a Dragon Soul.
Yeah, there you go. The plan was tether the Akali so you can reveal him and I can auto him down, and Quid just explodes this card.
You're locked in here with me.
Press E on the tether. He's not going to dodge it. He just connect.
Just explodes with the Storm Surge.
That's got to be the game. Team Liquid moving to match point.
Team Liquid off the back of a solid mid lane and bot lane carry performance from Quid and LYON.
And top lane sponge.
Top lane sponge. Morgan was there. Team Liquid, GG, go up 2-1 to the series.
My God, tilt proof for Morgan. I give my player of the game to the first pick, Quid Akali. The confidence to lock that in and carry the game himself.
I'm honoring Morgan No Tilt.
Morgie No Tilt. Yep, there we go. All right, Des, what do you think about Morgie?
Team Liquid's able to secure this match point and move on to the next round is looking at CoreJJ's champion pool. Like, look at what he's played so far in the series. It's the Rel, Rakan, and Bard. CoreJJ is the one making plays along with Jose rather than being on an Enchanter where the team is losing direction in the mid game.
All right, deeper and deeper we go into the Fearless. Are we going to remain with the same target bans here? They have put that respect onto Griffin with the Mbessa and Nasus. And again, they keep it true here. Same with the respect ban for Jose's Lee Sin. All is fair. And they're like, you know what? All right, Quid just showed us up on the Akali. We're not going to let him have the Yone as well. Another one of the melee special champions he's super, super proficient on. And they deny this.
The Team Liquid just keep taking away the classic jungle picks. I mean, I would not be surprised if we see Lee Sin Nasus banned every game so far.
What about the Anivia jungle?
Anivia jungle, true. We have not seen it yet. Yeah. I don't know what that person in the audience has seen that I haven't seen, but I'm a little scared to ask to see it. You know, I feel like there's something going on there, but see what Team Liquid log in for their last ban here. It's the Varus, so hey, Shen's available if Griffin wants to go for it.
I mean, Lucian Melio still both up as well. That was what I noticed about the Champ Select graphics that the Lounge had just gone through. But instead they lock in the Twisted Fate, which could still mean they want to carry through bot lane. Like, Twisted Fate is all about accelerating either the top of the bot lane.
And when FlyQuest use it, they get Gakkos to carry too, so he get options. Everybody side lanes, it's like, I feel like they always draft full map pressure teams. Everybody try and push. Let's get ganks off everywhere. And honestly, I feel like they can set up here once again. See if they can get Gakkos and Masu Cryogen some high pressure lanes. They steal away the Lucian.
I was going to say, by going for this, that means that Lucian Melio can be taken by Team Liquid. So at least logging in the Lucian half of that equation. Bad news for you, audience member. Not today.
But they might play at MSI, depending.
True.
Yeah, we don't know who's going to be clinching that spot. T1 is in the finals over in the LCK. Well, rather, the road to MSI qualification match.
Yep.
Touchy subject there with the format.
Kind of the finals. The top two seeds playing in a match.
All right, so with your Lucian Melio on bottom side, now what are we going for here for FlyQuest? Because they have had some specialty champions.
Oh, baby.
You know, like Kog'Maw, I guess.
Lulu. Juggernaut coming online. I've seen a little bit of Kog'Maw jump up around the globe here and just trying to hyperscale with the Kog Lulu for Masu Cryogen.
When you activate the W, your range is so good, and you can just abuse that timing window. Lulu buff you up, activate your Kog'Maw W, spit out a bunch, and if you have the Twisted Fate to pressure as well, yeah, the Melio does have Ultimate Anther once he gets to level 6 as well, but you can get off a gank 3-6, and then you can always keep pressure anyway.
Now, if you watch NACL, you'd also know Kog'Maw not always in the bot lane. Sometimes can be flex mid, but with TF.
Yeah, Twisted Fate here, buddy.
Not expecting it. But I just want to sprinkle the potential. Yeah,
the Twisted Fate top also has not looked, at least in the LCS.
It hasn't reached its potential, let's say.
Yeah. Well, Nafiri locked in for Jose, so carry jungler for Team Liquid, plus strong bot lane 2v2. Means that they're saving their last two picks for the solo laners. So we'll have to wait to see what Quid and Morgan lock in there as we go into the next round of bans.
And Griffin continues to absorb bans, the Shen ban into the Nafiri. You can really see the Team Liquid has adjusted their draft to really try and limit Griffin's cooking as much as possible. When they're like very frequently locking their jungle in as the last pick of phase 1 and then kind of banning the counter picks right after that.
I mean, Team Liquid have banned junglers. Either 3 or 4 of their bans have been junglers, like every game. That's saying something because Varus is permabanned.
Yep.
So, yeah, they have invested very heavily into it. Obviously, Griffin's Super Deep Champion will do a lot of benefit, but the Anivia ban does come out here in the second half as well. So you don't have that option into the Twisted Fate either.
Yeah.
Keep banning junglers. Another Mundo ban.
Yeah, when you
what's good into TF. The Silas would be good. That's been banned away from Fearless. Orianna was always a good choice. You want to be able to get push against TF, I think is the most important thing, to be able to limit his roaming. So pretty good protection bans there by FlyQuest with the Aurora and Anivia both being taken out.
Now let's see what the final lock-in is here for both teams. It's going to be Team Liquid locking in first. Anivia would have been that safe kind of blind pick if they wanted to go for it, but that's off the table because of FlyQuest bans, so they're going to have to show a little bit more of their cards. As, I mean, again, putting Morgan on a tank, letting him play weak side, it's been the name of the game so far, but no, instead they're going to lock in Victor for Quid.
Yeah, seeing something that can just push the wave and still have, you know, pretty good range with the lasers into the Twisted Fate. So he is going to be a low mobility mage, but does scale quite well.
Yeah. And Ornn is still on the table as well. That was the tank that I was thinking maybe Team Liquid would want to lock in early. It has not been banned, it has not been picked so far. Kind of last premier tank. It's going to be Xin Zhao here for Griffin. And typically we see Gakkos perform better on the carries. It's going to be the Renekton lock-in.
Yeah, Renekton, good blinds here. That is left up since Gnar was already used. So a lot of these counters have already been used.
Yeah, aside from the Cog Lulu, the rest of the draft ends up looking fairly standard for Team Liquid. A little bit of a worry when you combo TF with Renekton, because exactly a pick like the Ornn that you called out, you're not killing him in the top lane. You're just, I mean, they could do what they did last game, and they consistently send the whole team.
Challenge accepted. Never tell FlyQuest they can't kill Morgan.
This game is all about the carries, and then Morgan on that weak side. So just based off what's worked for the teams, I really do like the Ornn for Morgan. The one worry would be if they have enough trigger pull, since CoreJJ is not on engage here. He is on a traditional enchant.
Yeah, he's going to be more facilitating and defensive for Jan and Quid to actually be the ones to carry, and then it's up to Morgan to be the one to primary engage for Team Liquid. Meanwhile, for FlyQuest, not a lot of true engage either. They got Gold Card, they got Xin Zhao Renekton that can jump in there, but not that big, like, wombo combo ultimate that they can, use to start up the fights.
Yeah, and so you got to play around your Gold Card timings with Twisted Fate and your W activation timings with the Kog'Maw. These are the two big power windows that are going to cycle through off these basic ability cooldowns for them when you see them get to the standoffs.
Coaches giving fist bumps here as the drafts are locked in for game number 4. Team Liquid 1 game away from locking in a ticket to Arizona and a finals weekend appearance for a road show. You talk to pros, many of them will say that's what you're working towards, the big road shows, the international potential. Team Liquid could make a lower bracket run. FlyQuest gonna have to win 2 in a row here with their backs against the wall if they want to be the ones to stamp their tickets on a plane ticket to Arizona. Riot Games Arena, here we go. Game number 4, Team Liquid versus FlyQuest.
Really felt like the Team Liquid bandwagon was empty after their last few weeks of play in the regular season. They started off 5-0. They lost their best of 3s to both LYON and C9. They then lost their first playoff series 3-2 to LYON, and even the sweep against Shopify didn't seem like people were that confident. But now 1 game away from going to Arizona. Big trade early, quick exhaust.
Okay.
And early exhaust, not going to get a lot of damage down. It is answered by the heal, though, from CoreJJ, as we do have our update on the G size.
Pretty average. Yeah,
I mean, they evened it about up in the last one. Of course, the last one was a loss, so not that many kills were added. Not that much size added in the previous game.
We'll keep updating that as the series goes on. If the series goes on, FlyQuest, again, backs against the wall, have to win out from here if they want to give us some more entertainment today, as Quad's getting chunked out in the mid lane 1v1. Quid getting the better of that one, as we have Azael standing by with an interview with Coach Apollo.
Here with Apollo. You guys have had some cool drafts today, as always. Wanted to ask, do you think you guys overcooked with the Rumble Flex and the Vayne top?
I don't know if it was an overcook, but I mean, it was a little spur of the moment decision, but we've obviously done it before, and I think it looked good, but then I think the problem is we get punished when we don't have a front line, so we really needed to have first set up on those objectives, and we just were like a little bit too slow.
So talk to me about your draft this time. Bringing out the Cog Lulu, I think this happened in LPL as an answer to Lucian Milio just last night. So is this something that you guys have practiced and kind of prepared?
Yeah, I mean, I think Lucian Milio has been kind of rising in prio, lowering in prio, so it's kind of going through this ebb and flow of priority, and we thought it was going to be, I mean, it's a good matchup. We think it's a good matchup. Obviously, we are good in the match. We're good on the reverse matchup as well, so yeah, just an answer. Yeah.
Cool. Got one final question that I do think is necessary. There was some controversy as you neglected to take a lucky squeeze. Do you regret it? And Raz, what's your question here?
Do you think it's necessary now?
I do think it's necessary. Okay, may I? Okay. Oh my God, didn't you know it makes noise?
Back to you in the cast.
We're going to game 5.
Yeah,
oh
game
no.
5. Let's go. The lucky squeeze is activated.
And for anybody confused and it wasn't following that story, we're not going to explain it.
Yeah.
You know, that's just going to be.
I thought you for sure were.
No.
There's context.
Just going to leave him confused.
Just going to leave him confused.
Don't need to worry
no
about it.
No context necessary.
The important thing is he got the lucky squeeze off.
He got the lucky squeeze. That's all that they need, yeah. Yeah, Kobe, I'm just going to assume our audience has watched the games.
2/3 of the time, the squeezers win. Yeah, that's the stats so
That's
far.
the precedent that has been set. That's
Correct.
the historical
That's true.
accuracy. We'll see about the future here.
You never know.
But Raz looks good as a clown. You know, that's I think that was a takeaway.
He really owned it, you know. I think he's been, practicing his whole life for that role. As now the jungle pathing here. Let's catch up on what's been happening in game here as Quad's gotten back to laning phase with his teleport. Pushing in the wave. Junglers on opposite sides right now as the 2v2 skirmish comes in. Jose's nearby, but it's always scary or rather hard to get onto things like the Kog'Maw Lulu. But Masu might just give them the angle here as Jose will jump onto the Kog'Maw, flash over the wall. Masu down to summoner spell.
Yeah, just a nice angle for Jose to take right there as Masu's trying to aggressively take a trade. But now 0 summoner spells, and they need to finish getting this wave in. A little bit dicey, but I think they're just going to slow play it and get it in. I want to point out the Doran's Helm again for Masu. He did this on the Senna, just really raising his effective health later on in the game on top of Lulu Shield. For a team that's trying to assassinate him, I think I really like it on Kog'Maw.
Yeah, a little bit of resistances. Let's see, LYON. Okay, stopped his recall again here. They continually are going to have to deal with the constant push. They know that your jungler is going to have to go back for the camps on respawn right now, and so Jose went back to base for his pickaxe. Now can go for his second clear up, even though the camps are a little desynced, up to the top side of the map.
And we haven't talked about it for a while with Team Liquid, but it is, I think it's due for repeating, their all-time domestic results. How have they ended all of their splits in the history of the organization?
That's
mostly fourth, actually, slightly more than first. If they lose this series, they would be fourth.
Yeah.
If they win, though, it's guaranteed to not be fourth.
True.
Top 3.
Notice there were a lot of first places there as well.
Yeah,
and second and thirds. I mean, consistency for Team Liquid, you got to give props for how many top 4 finishes they've had, the majority of those being in a 10-team league. Dragon started up by Griffin right here on the Dragon. Taking the early objective. Jose's on the top half of the map, so no contest from Team Liquid right now.
I mean, now that we've done this graphic for Team Liquid, I think I'm going to want to see some repeats next year for some of the other teams in our league.
I would be curious what the average is for each team.
Yeah.
Don't do Dignitas.
That's what I was thinking. Kobe, I wanted to see it.
They're not even here. They're already dead.
I don't think we can show that.
Maybe FlyQuest. FlyQuest would be interesting. There's highs and lows. There we go.
And we would have to show the different logos of FlyQuest. The different ages of FlyQuest have been fun to follow.
And if you're like me and you enjoy celebrating these stories, we could show like an old legacy org. TSM, show the downfall. And there we go.
Oh, sure.
CLG for life, baby. Team Liquid get the shove in the bot lane as Destiny comes in. The exhaust early here on Daejeon. Polymorph as well, but he's doing a good job of getting away so far. If Quad gets another gold card, maybe that's enough. Just the red card for the damage, and Jan gets out of there.
Wow, so they even live the TF gank before Milio is level 6 here. So they do have to use 3 summoner spells for the TL bottom lane, but still living really big there. The wave, of course, you still have to deal with it, but it allows your Victor to push in. He gets free money, extra wave, extra turret plates, and now they've got jungle as well.
Yeah, and the wave pushing back with still no summoner spells on the Kog'Maw, so it's going to be easy for Team Liquid to crash this with the help of Jose. I think Team Liquid's pretty happy about the first TF gank going that way.
Yeah. That being said, the wave is on the side of FlyQuest, so they're able to hold this here. Probably not going to get dove, so Masu's able to get all this CS regardless, but the fact that Quad spent all that time down there and get back to mid, not even behind Quid, also nice for FlyQuest mid laner. He didn't get super punished for the roam. Victor can struggle early game to really punish a TF for roaming. You don't have quite that wave clear yet. Eventually though, if that TF leaves, say goodbye to the wave.
Yeah, but I think Victor is one of those low-key hyper-scaling champions where if he gets a little bit ahead, you can't really walk in range of him before he's able to take half of your health with just a Q auto E. So he's working slowly up towards that. Of the control mages that Quid plays, he doesn't play a lot of them. I have always thought as Victor has good team fighting, so I like the slot here that Team Liquid's picked it in.
And now he's going to go for his own reset here. So not going towards like a row build or anything tankier. He's going for more of that damage. As he also picks up a Dark Seal early back here for both mid laners. So looking to snowball the potential in that 1v1. And now we have Cryogen back out of the map into that mid lane, hovering Griffin.
So interesting, CoreJJ leaves behind the ward, but then immediately starts moving the other way, and FlyQuest move into the river to gain supreme vision control. They sweep it out. They got the little Scryer's Bloom plant as well, and
ooh, Arcane Storm for the poke on a quad.
Yeah, looks like they're just going to continue it. No teleport from Renekton, even though he's down bottom side, so it would be even 4-4.
And now the engage comes in from Morgan, called the Forge God. Chain the knockups out of Cryogen, has to wild growth himself. Jose goes in, chasing for the kill. First blood to Morgan, and Team Liquid get their jungler out of there.
Yeah, great stuff here from the Ornn. Nice little combo from Morgan. They force it, they get the kill on the support. Huge stuff. The Grubs as well afterwards. TL looking pretty good.
Morgie's revenge here from that last game. Not getting hunted this time. He's doing the hunting now.
He also gets the kill credit.
Yeah.
So usually the Ornn also doesn't get the kill credit, but he's like, I'm getting paid, okay? It's my turn to have some fun. Yes, I'm still playing the tank for the team, but nice little combo here onto Cryogen, who's right next to the wall.
Yeah, has flash, but doesn't. Once he gets this first CC, it's just a perfect double knock-up combo. And Jose is able to dash through, keep the damage before Morgan gets the last hit on the Ornn. I don't know if they're going to be able to kill this guy. I'm looking right now. I see a Catalyst and some Swifty Boots on the TF. I see tank items on the Kog'Maw.
I see Gatghost in a 1v2 right now, trying to take down CoreJJ. He's got Griffin behind him. Flash from Core. Wind becomes lightning, sets up Gatghost for the kill. Under the turret, FlyQuest. Find one. Can they get another one? Destiny in from Quad. Has the red card. LYON gets knocked up by Griffin, who will walk away. Double kill to Gatghost.
Wow.
So all Enchanter supports are the target. They just also die. CoreJJ gets a little taste. He gets dove first, and then LYON follows back down to focusing on the bottom lane and get that Kog'Maw some more money to buy offensive items.
Well, the CoreJJ ultimate was burned in the previous fight at the Grubs. I was just surprised that FlyQuest had the tempo to make that play. Renekton, Xin, and TF all arriving with the wave crash. Just really excellent use of the tempo that they had left to get those kills.
I will say the cost, though, anytime Quad leaves the lane, especially from this point forward, Quid can just shove in so fast on the Victor. He got 2 turret plates there. He got a full wave in, and he is getting a bit of an advantage in the wave department, but Quad getting the kill participation also helps him out. Plus just the TF passive in general, kind of cheating anyway.
Yeah, FlyQuest pretty consistently getting Gatghost ahead in these games, but you really love to get your Kog'Maw ahead in these games. Because the Renekton, no matter how many kills he gets, I feel like he's not going to be able to move the Victor or the Ornn meaningfully in the mid game. So it's nice if they can use this Renekton to start stacking Drakes, but they really need to find a way to get gold onto Masu.
Certainly do. Jungle being called now down to that area. There's plenty of wards, though, for Team Liquid that are going to see the move, and the Dragon started up. So Griffin will just pull it out of the camp. All right, is Victor going to collapse? Nope, Jose is going topside. So TL made the call. Fine, you can have the Dragon. We're going to trade plays to the other side of the map.
As long as the Gatghost can survive this, decent play for FlyQuest here, as it's essentially an unanswered neutral objective. Jose looks like he's just going towards the Krugs right now, calling from LYON to poke out Cryogen and Masu a little bit in that bottom lane, but not enough to threaten a kill. Jose will just take the Krugs, and that is a Drake picked up for Griffin.
Yeah, might have just been trying to call the wave enough so that they won't get threatened by this dive. There's no TF ultimate up, though, so it's probably just a bluff versus plate.
Yeah, he's also backing. We saw that Quid was hovering that bottom side. Would have been scary. Quite dicey for FlyQuest to look for that, so instead they back off.
I mean, one of the side effects of that gank that they were able to pull off on the bot lane isn't necessarily that Masu got gold, but LYON and Core were denied gold. So even with that, the summoner spells burned, the minions lost. They're using a little bit of an XP advantage and just kind of keeping control of that bot lane with the Kog'Maw.
Yeah, and Masu is free farming on the other side. So did get the gold income from the minions. Meanwhile, he's back. And we got Griffin here again to bottom side.
It's not onto the Raptors, it's onto the red buff, as no smite from Jose means that this should be easy for Griffin. Nice pickup there.
And again, look at this. Twisted Fate ultimate had a few seconds left on the cooldown, but they're still threatening it.
Yep.
And you know, like, the exact number here is fine when you're, threatening on the general timer of the next ultimate.
Well, the Forge God comes in from Morgan in the 1v1, pops the Dominus from Gatghost, but the Bellows Breath still means Morgan's winning the trade so far. as Gakkos will catch the wave and back off.
I mean, really nicely done, I think, by Morgan there. Sunfire K completed level 11 to level 10. Gets Gakkos to use the Renekton ultimate early before he ticks over to level 11. Not only removes that cooldown for a while, but gets the wave in to reset.
And this is with the nerfed damage on the brittle procs for Ornn.
Yeah, interesting.
And he's still able to get a very offensive trade there. Nice little look, and the cooldown pretty short too. So Twisted Fate rotated up to match Quad in the side lane now. It's a little annoying because the Twisted Fate then doesn't have like full range to go to the whole map, but since Cog has been rotated in mid lane, still can make the move here.
Yeah, it's often where you're going to be looking as a TF anyway, and now it's going to be Gakkos versus Morgan. 1v1 back in the bot lane here. Minute and a half until that Herald spawns. Could see action there, but for now, it actually looks like FlyQuest are sending their bot lane back to the bot lane.
Yeah, last gold quest to be completed would be Masu, so he's going to want to use that gold. He's a little bit starved at the moment.
They're going to force this anyway? They're going to force it anyway.
Big plays from Quid here onto Quad, onto the turret. Clean dive. Wow. Quid with the kill. Jose will dodge the turret aggro, and that is a successful dive.
It wasn't quite C9 Rush vibes there, but you hit the trinket ward, you see it, and you're like, I don't care if that you saw me. We're still going to be able to force this. I can still dive this. And he's able to do it because the Fury can just drop aggro. Meanwhile, Morgan's like, I am weak side. I know. I'll back off. So good play there from TL. Quid just forces the trade, chunks him so low that, yeah, Quad is so low, we can make the dive anyway.
And despite Quad having the Rod of Ages build, so having more HP to work with, a bit tankier, as a mid laner, Quid's still able to roast through him regardless. It is Gakkos. It's trying to race for this first turret take, but Morgan's able to get back onto the wave, so it looks like Team Liquid will win the race for first brick, and that's gold onto Quid and Jose.
I realized, Kangas, do you remember that the Cloud9 rush play when he did that on Lee Sin, where he just ran straight past, well never mind,
okay.
Cryogen.
Pulling onto Cryogen. Can he get away from that one? He does. Morgan now the target here from FlyQuest, as he will knock up into the wall, flash over. Bot lane gets back to the safety of the turret.
I'm trying to remember how long ago that was.
It was 2015.
So I gave you a little nod and a little smirk, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Started watching 2016.
Rush 1 MVP on Team Impulse, Kobe.
Kind boy.
I missed Balls' pentakill. I didn't even see that.
That was also 2015.
2015. Yeah. I've heard the stories. Yeah. Sometimes.
The legends.
I have gone back and rewatched some games, but here we go.
The legend of the Masu Rageblade. Rageblade Kog'Maw with Lulu.
Oh, Yon might just be dead here. No, Masu walks into the turret range. Yon's got the shields. He's alive.
The Ardent Sensor Rageblade spike right there. Masu and Cryogen taking over mid-prio. They've had a really high priority on Rift Herald as well, so it looks like they're going to try and just shift over to that as Gakkos is proxying with TP up. So a lot of tempo here for FlyQuest.
Teleport in from Morgan. He has the call to Forge God. So the engage and frontline is here for Team Liquid. Quid also full health. Call to Forge God just ripped immediately. Lands onto one. Griffin has the Crescent Guard. Flashes away from the knockup. Now Quad looking for the re-engage. Stun not quite landing there. As teleported from Gakkos, he got the turret. Arcane Storm goes down. Not getting a kill, but chunking out members of FlyQuest, so they back off.
I mean, okay, so they end up answering teleport play, and FlyQuest, they're gonna lose out on the Rift Herald, but kind of a draw right there. TL pretty happy to get the Rift Herald though, since you want to use it to crack the mid lane turret. Is hugely beneficial to try and take away that area of safety, and so is still gonna be quite nice there.
Gotta track the cooldowns though, as the Soul Point has spawned, and we're down a couple of key ultimates. It's the Zen ult is down, but also the Ornn and Melio and Victor ults are down. So I believe this is going to be FlyQuest walking in Soul Point.
Yeah, so far, I mean, Jose's on the other side, so he's going to have to book it there if they actually want to contest.
Teleported in, and they're just running in.
They're just rooming.
Maybe they can just push them off. Destiny Pop just to get vision for FlyQuest. They see the approach from Team Liquid as now Quad Joe goes in. Gakkos as well, flashing forward, lands a stun onto Yon, but the team is there. Quad's in trouble. Gakkos has to flash away. The Dragon is secured for FlyQuest. Gakkos almost goes down to the Bellows Breath. Morgan finds the angle. Team Liquid drop the Herald and will break the mid turret.
Yeah, they're snowballing. They're going to break this whole game, Kangas. They don't get the Dragon, but they do get a lot of gold here, driving it into number 2 as well. I don't know. The angle for maybe the Dragon Soul could be the savior for FlyQuest, but it did cost them a decent amount here.
The game's in that really precarious spot now where one team has the Soul win condition, the other team just has the Gold win condition. Because FlyQuest loses so much off the back of that one. They had to, like, the aggression that Team Liquid kind of faked their contest with forced FlyQuest into a half engage, because Griffin really wanted to take the Drake. He stays down there the entire fight while Gakkos and TF start the fight, so it's a split call by FlyQuest.
Yeah, and they all send everything here onto LYON, but Core is able to keep him safe, and they are murder down Gakkos here. He went crouching flashing to get the Lulu ultimate onto him. Morgan is here with the bellow, and he's able to blow him up, and then they instantly get paid a lot. It's not just like the kills. Because they have the Rift Tail, they can get a lot of money out of the towers afterwards too.
Big injection of gold for Team Liquid, sitting close to 2,000 gold lead. FlyQuest are on that Dragon Soul point. One more Dragon and they can pick up a big objective, but Jose's trying to use this gold advantage. Invade Griffin right now. He's got Core in his back pocket.
Yoinks the red away from him. Griffin couldn't smite both the camps that he was pulling together, so Jose, one of his favorite picks, Nefiri, got a nice 2-item power spike now and really trying to advance the game. Now the Team Liquid has broken that outer ring of turrets in the top and mid lane.
Interesting too, because Renekton is unanswered right now. So Renekton down on the bottom side, they just, FlyQuest again, we are split push most of our games, and Gakkos down there does get the wave up to the secondary tower, so those minions just going into the dirt. And TL, we're trying to play on 2 lanes, but FlyQuest try and stay efficient.
And it does feel like FlyQuest has been getting Gakkos ahead, and Team Liquid hasn't cared. So in this game, as they might go for a play on the Quid.
Big chunk onto Masu right there. Quid exhausted. If that wasn't there, might have just taken down the Kog'Maw on his own, as he just stared down 3 members. Now Call the Forge got from Morgan, gonna land onto 2. Masu in some danger, but he's gotten out of it so far. Morgan still walking forward. Team Liquid not gonna actually find the kill onto the enemy AD carry.
Yeah, gets the ultimate out of Gakkos as well as the exhaust out of the Kog'Maw, and Team Liquid keeps the pressure moving. And if Gakkos isn't making a play, like, he's got 1,500 gold lead.
Yeah.
There's a 2,200 gold lead for Team Liquid, which means the other 4 are actually 3,500 gold ahead, which are kind of the people that are mattering, because look at these team fights. The Ornn is doing way more work than the Renekton, despite the gold disadvantage.
Yeah, Morgan is getting in there this game. Front lines, he's like, I really want to start forcing these. Trying to get the engage there, but FlyQuest, they do avoid 4 now, although the gold here, 2K in the favor of Team Liquid. It's not anything crazy, but Ornn also gets to start upgrading items. Morgan, level 13 now.
I'm watching right now as the calling comes out onto Griffin. Quad's coming from base, has the Destiny available, but not going to pop it immediately. Team Liquid just chunking out the enemy jungler, take their crab, walk away. Also getting mid lane shoved in too, though, so Quid's always making action happen, even if he's not there.
And this is feeling like a really hard game for FlyQuest to win. Team Liquid's applying so much pressure as just to keep FlyQuest back from even thinking about getting set up for this next Drake.
Yeah, this is one of those moments. Maybe you just give this turret. Masu and Gakkos are feeling confident enough to hold the way for now.
Every time Masu gets a little time to attack, though, I'm starting to think, and I'm like, FlyQuest, let's see if they can get uptime for the Kog'Maw to attack. You know, Flicker Blades is done now too, so you get more uptime for your W. Can get it back quicker.
You know,
there is a world. You know, Kog'Maw Lulu maybe.
Okay. There's an angle that we can get a 5-game series here, especially because it's kind of just takes one good fight for FlyQuest. That's where Team Liquid is. Team Liquid, I think, has the edge, but needs to do a lot of things consecutively well in order to win this game. Probably getting a couple Ocean Drakes in a row.
And we spent so much time talking about Big G this, Big G that. How about Big M? Masu has the ability to carry games, and it's kind of like Raise the Puppy here. Started off small Kog'Maw. He's getting pretty big, 0-0-0 still, but now 2 items. The more items he gets, the less threatening that front line starts to look.
They're pinging dive on Gakkos, and so he ults to go for the wave. I like that play. Clear out the wave.
Into Jose Daejeon, though. Call the Forge got it as well. They just chained the knockups, and he's out of there.
He just ulted to clear the wave, but then walked into the jungle.
Well,
Team's on Baron.
He's delaying recall because FlyQuest started Baron when they saw people there, so he's trying to keep people there.
They're shredding this down.
Sacrifice.
It looks like FlyQuest should be able to get this. Trading their top laner. Good death for the objective. Quad's walking forward, or rather Quid looking for the damage. Yeah, not able to find it there. Griffin flashing the wall, and FlyQuest get out.
That is the way to keep them interested.
Yeah. Offer up yourself.
Go right down there for the sacrifice for the Baron play. Okay, FlyQuest.
I can see it because I think ultimately if they tried to 5v5 around this Drake, they would lose.
Yeah.
So they were looking for a cross map the entire time, and they have a lot of Drakes stacked up that allows them to do these cross maps. They're kind of, since they traded their own gold for the early Drakes, they now need to trade their Drakes to get the gold back and buy time from us.
True. And did you see the timing on that? They got there basically as Baron was dying, so even a couple of seconds extra of the sacrifice delay there.
Destiny on Daejeon. Flashes early, flash follow, gold card from Quad. They got the damage. Living Artillery sets it up. Quad knocks it down. FlyQuest find a pick on Daejeon.
This is huge. FlyQuest making some plays. They sacrifice, they get the Baron. Now they make the pick. Now they can actually use the Baron very effectively. Towers are melting and Gakkos flanking around.
Do you believe, FlyQuest fans, a big momentum swing for the young roster? As 5v4, they take a turret. They will back off from there. Griffin's in the jungle, taking away Wolves. He has no flash from the earlier play. Not knocked up by Morgan, but Jose looks to follow. Blast Cone gets him out.
At the very least, they've equalized this gold, and Charlie's back in.
He's literally going for the contest again. He's got the team behind him, but it's only Cryogen for now. Pops the Crescent Guard. Morgan looks to punish as the teleport comes in here from Gakkos. Morgan pops Call the Forge God. Where's he going to throw it? Throws it upwards as Quad's actually the one bursted down. Focused up by Team Liquid. Gakkos trying to buy space for Matsu to free fire here. Big damage onto Quid. Flash from Gakkos. Can't lock him down. Gakkos is going out of there. Yell's actually want to die. Gakkos survives. Matsu free firing on the Kog'Maw. And FlyQuest hold the line.
Matsu the attack dog with the flash forward. He is spitting right there. They chase him down. This is an absolute banger to try and push it to game number 5. FlyQuest, they want the re-engage. Griffin goes in off of the blue buff here because they know they have Renekton teleport to come in too.
And it really looked at first like an overforce here as FlyQuest tries to chase into this really tight corridor. They can't get past the Ornn, and Quad dies over on the right side, but Matsu just keeps hitting. Rageblade goes max stack. He gets the Ardent Sensor bonus for himself. And just LYON presents himself. Matsu says, I see you, I exhaust you. Can't quite get the flash kill. Ends up kind of wasting the flash there before the fight.
Mana guys, I was very close. Very close, very close. Next on the play.
Yeah, Matsu stepping up and exhausting and making the space for Morgan. Saves Morgan's life. He gets to live after, you know, investing his flash aggressively. Wow.
But at the end of the day, I want to highlight what Jat was just talking about, trading the Dragon for gold. FlyQuest with that Baron have now evened the gold. So that lead that Team Liquid had gotten earlier kind of gone at this point, and Matsu now getting some kill participation is approaching that third item.
I do kind of think, though, they got to be very cautious. Look at this. No exhaust, no flash.
True.
No heal.
No rush. They don't have to go contest this Dragon. I mean, they could just wait it out.
I think they have their only flashes on Cryogen. Yep. They're sitting ducks for another Ornn ultimate from Morgan. I think they need to just kind of let Matsu continue to get these items, but that's dangerous as well because Kobe, the ornaments are also coming in already. Upgraded Blackfire Torch, upgraded Infinity Edge for Team Liquid.
Yep, Team Liquid with the extra scaling, not on the scoreboard there now.
Oh, they're still feeling confident to make plays despite the fact they don't have the summoner spells. They see Morgan, they say kill him.
Okay.
Matsu with the kill.
Okay. I said
You're a Kog'Maw believer now?
FlyQuest plays fast. No flashes, it's our time to attack.
and they absolutely melt him. You know, it doesn't even look like a tank there. Absolutely melted. Good Twisted Fate pick is going to earn them side tower.
Yeah, tier 2 top turret takes 2 blades worth of damage. That's a third now. Let's see if FlyQuest want to stick around for more as Matsu's trying to get some big damage down, but hit by the Arcane Storm. Quid pushing back FlyQuest City Carry, and that will stop the siege from FlyQuest. But they already got the kill gold, they got plate gold, they're now 1.7k gold ahead.
And now, Kangas, it is time for the Dragon. So we got to recall, set up for the Dragon. Vision control first is going to be a deal breaker here. Team Liquid have a lot of pre-existing wards in the jungle, but FlyQuest, they've got the momentum. It's 3 items done for Matsu now with the Wit's End on top of it. The extra on-hit damage and plenty of magic resist to deal with all this Victor damage that has been problematic for him.
Yeah, a little bruisery build right there. 123 armor, 99 MR. We'll see if they still have very few flashes in this fight.
And again, they can play patient. They don't have to go for it, but if that last play is any indication, they might just be confident enough to do it anyway. Controlling the access point currently. Control ward's going down from Team Liquid as they're trying to get some poke down. Big laser onto Cryogen right there.
Series on the line here for FlyQuest.
Griffin's the focus. Crescent Guard will keep him safe for now, dodging a lot of the damage. Gatgos is in the pit. He's looking for his own flank angle here as Griffin still heavily chunked as now Gatgos finds his angle in, but as he jumps, Griffin has to kite backwards. Gatgos stunned up, in some trouble here as Team Liquid with Quid on a killing spree will take down Gatgos. They're flashing forward. They want to end this game right here, right now. Wild Growth on Amasu. He is out of there. FlyQuest will get the other 4 to safety, but that dragon belongs to Team Liquid.
Great front to back from Team Liquid. They force it. Morgan unleashes the Ornn ultimate. Everybody sends on the Xin. Even though you can avoid a lot of the damage during the Xin ult, then they still chase him down, and he can't get out. They just move on. Frontline focus.
Team Liquid completely dominates right there. Gatgos can never find a window to go in from the side, so it's just Griffin taking free damage over on the right, and then even if Masu tries to step up, a Victor laser, there's a Victor ult behind him, right? It's complete front-to-back dominance by Team Liquid here.
And the gravity fields as well here from Quid. Quid flashing over that wall at the end of the fight too, so there won't be a flash on the Victor now, but he's still controlling a lot of the area of these team fights.
And that's what I want to highlight. I think it's very crucial FlyQuest didn't lose more there. They have the time to play with. They don't have to contest these dragons. But now, this next Baron, no flash on Quid. Masu's about to have his back. This is a window they could look.
Really crucial thing happened there, actually. Cryogen interrupted Jose's R with the Wild Growth. Otherwise, I think Masu might have actually gone down. He was still flashless at the end of that fight. So crucially, they can now contest this Baron. And it's kind of a one-fight game here. One more pick could mean like a Baron and a big push for FlyQuest, but if they lose a fight or Masu steps too far, series would be over for FlyQuest.
Nice shield there from Cryogen, keeping Masu topped off as Jose's walking forward. Dodges the gold card.
Bunch of hot dogs.
We got 2 dogs in this game. It's called the Forge God plus the Cole in the mid lane here. Team Liquid go forward, flash from Quad. Masu has some space, but the Chaos Storm onto him means that he's got to back off. Griffin and Gatgos are buying the space, but Masu's still ticking down. Almost died. Cryogen with one final shield will keep him alive, but FlyQuest with blinking health bars on multiple members have to get out of here.
They were not dealing with that Victor ult well. They kept going back into it. And Quid here from the back lines from downtown, able to push them all out, and that's going to be a Baron for free.
It kind of feels like it's Quid versus FlyQuest right now.
And
this
Quid's
mid
winning.
laner, he's stepping up.
41,000 damage,
that's
more than
insanity.
double the next closest in the game.
That's Baron to Team Liquid. Griffin could not get in there. You don't have to kill in the team fight. You just got to get them low enough that they have to reset. Team Liquid pick up the Baron buff.
Yeah, I mean, because he's zoning out 3 members with both his ultimate and his gravity field there. It's like Quad walked back into the gravity field, Masu was walking back into the Victor ultimate, and the front line had to escape.
Yeah, tough stuff here. As FlyQuest, they got to find a way to deal with Quid. Right now, it's dealing with Jose, polymorphed up as he walked into the line brush. Almost chunked down, but gold card not going to be enough of a setup. He gets out of there.
Yeah, and Team Liquid just staying grouped. Stay grouped around your Victor and your Lucian, and then just be close enough to Morgan that if they try to spend cooldowns on him, they can return. They have this Baron buff. I don't know how much they really can use of it with how they don't want to expose themselves to a TF ultimate. So when they can group everyone together in the same lane, which I think is about now, is when they're trying to push mid. Notice how Morgan's like really not pushing that deep because they don't want to give the angle for the TF ult.
Yeah, exactly. And then everybody else is hugging by the Melio. So everybody stay together by the Melio, and we should stay safe.
Notably, no flash from Masu in that last play. It was looking dicey. Almost died to the Arcane Storm, but he survived, still has a summoner spell. So maybe FlyQuest see a world where they can actually contest at this dragon in a minute and a half.
But then Cryogen did have to like flash back to him as he was melting it down there in the back line. So it's definitely getting dicey. And
flash by proxy, yeah. Team Liquid sieging on this tier 2 bottom turret. Really quick work of that one. That is now 5 turrets overall for Team Liquid, 4 to FlyQuest, as FlyQuest look to mount their Baron defense here at their bottom inhibitor turret. Team Liquid, Jan jumps forward, gets a big chunk on a quad right there as he engaged from Griffin, gets onto Quid, is able to get back to safety, no flash on the Victor, still not punished, the calling's enough to kill Cryogen. Team Liquid continue forward, Jan with a double kill, and Team Liquid might have just done it.
Team Liquid, they are going to do it, Kangas. The push for the base. FlyQuest, their last hope is Masu.
Masu Gakko still alive. They got him out the defense. Griffin comes out from the fountain, but with the Baron empowered waves, you got to imagine this is the victory lap for Team Liquid. Masu's trying to back off, has to flash. FlyQuest will take one Nexus turret. Looking at the second one here is Quid almost just one-shots Gakkos right there. Masu trying to find an avenue in. Griffin trying to buy in the space. It's not meant to be. The path to Arizona is paved. Road sign reads Liquid. TL 3-1 the series.
A steady performance here in the deciding game. Jose 0010, another 100% kill participation game for him. But Quid did so much work on the Victor.
So much work this series, too. Very nice performance from Quid and Team Liquid. They've been feeling a lot of pressure recently, so being able to rise to answer that pressure, get the win here, and continue their journey in playoffs.
And I'm liking this new look for Quid, man. When he stepped up in pros and said, look, give me the keys, give me the tools, I will carry these games. And he's showing it on the rip today. Well-deserved bow from Team Liquid.